Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? It's time to go live. Who's ready? I'm ready. Greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines. You're tuned in to Project SpookyVillain. We're your hosts. I'm Arc Drifter. That's Ash. They forgot their cue. That's okay.
I wasn't sure how we were introducing if we were letting the guests go first.
Well, I always do it this way. We've got special guests. I do it after the host's introduction. We've got special guests with us. Yeah! Featuring today, Alicornia Cosplay, aka Eustrina Sparks, and Auragale Cosplay. Woo! Welcome to the stream. So yeah, this is actually your first time being here, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, this is fucking crazy. We've known you guys for so long, and somehow it's just not happened yet. So let's turn this music off. We're gonna get some spooky music playing here. Just a moment here, a bit of an interlude. We are going to start our little podcasty here thing in a second. Hey, Matt. What's up?
Matt!
Let's move you over here. You over here. Whoa, what happened? That's gone forever.
Our Matt. Our Matt.
It's Matt.
Hi, bestie.
No, well, hey, so this is the first time we've done a podcast over at my setup here, so forgive me for the little bit of setup-y things I'm doing right away here. I'm not used to this. Oh, yeah, you know what? I did have an open tab for this, though. I did have a thing. Go. Some spooky, no copyright music. There we go. Alright. Actually, we don't need a note on this one. Actually, I'm just gonna do it. Well, actually, they won't really hear it if it's like this, but they will hear it on here, so that's good. Okay, thank you. Actually, I'm wearing a whole dress today with the witch outfit on.
Yeah, you gotta like pull the thing back and show off your wingies.
Oh, yeah.
The wingies! Oh,
oh.
wingies.
Kind of like a bat as well, I guess. Anyway, yeah,
You're
so
spooky. That's all that matters.
It is a podcast season again over here at PSV, and today we are discussing the topic of Halloween things. So we've got did you get your tarot cards out?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
Can you grab them quick? Because we're gonna do that first, actually. It's gonna be our opener here. I figured that'd be a good kind of like start things up. You guys don't have to do one if you don't want to, obviously. It's just like, I'm gonna do one, and then if anybody in the chat wants to do one, we'll do a reading for you. And then we'll move on into a game that we have planned. Kind of a game. It's the same thing that we do all the time, the top 5 countdown. So we've got lots of stuff to talk about for that.
What kind of readings are we doing?
Let's do readings on our upcoming convention.
Oh.
See how it goes. Is this convention gonna go good?
One card reading, 3 card reading then? 1 card?
What do you think?
Probably just a 1 card if we're doing a question or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise 3 cards is like, how is your past, present, and future?
If anybody wants like an overall reading for themselves, we're willing to do those here tonight. Just let us know before we move on to the next thing.
Yeah, Matt's into that.
Also, this thing sucks, so you might want to just Google the cards too, because there's only so much that's in these.
Okay. So we're still learning these things. We don't know them all by heart, but
well, for yes and no's, they don't really tell you yes and no's in there. You have to look up what is the meaning of this card. Yes or no.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, what are the vibes?
So, like, I guess the question that we're asking these cards are like, how is Colossal Con gonna go for us? Is it gonna be successful?
What are the vibes of this year's Colossal Con for me personally?
What are the vibes? Yeah, I like that.
That works.
Check from Capital One is
Capital
very
One.
efficient.
What's the deck art look like?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Very nice. It's just like swords, sticks, cups. Very classic. Tarot.
Yeah, it's a standard deck. I found at my work there's a Persona 5 Switch collection, a collector's bundle, and it comes with like this like Persona chest, and inside it is like a tarot deck of like all the arcanes or arcanas and stuff, and it's like rethemed with that, and then obviously there's tons of other stuff too, but that's the only thing I really care about. I don't even like read tarot cards myself. I just
They're
like
fun.
them.
They're just cool.
I
Yeah.
came into
They're just
possession
fun.
of like 10 boxes of
Yes.
cards.
Oh my god.
Because my aunt is downsizing and she's like, here, take all my. And I'm like,
And there were a whole bunch of
yeah, it
kinds.
wasn't just tarot, it was all
There's-
sorts of different kinds
yeah.
of cards. I kept 2 of them. But yes, they're very nice cards. He does not skimp out on quality.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Dude, what am I doing? I have a
Yes.
whole thing for this.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
A
Now
whole
we're
little
good.
thingy for this.
Okay, so who are we doing first?
Maybe we can just go around.
Yeah. I can go.
Okay. Pick a card.
Chonky cards.
Okay, and flip it whichever direction, and we'll discover.
Oh.
Okay, so it's Ace of Cups upright.
You were gonna have a boozy slushie.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
the
else
booziest
could that
of
possibly
slushies. That's
mean?
definitely what that
Only
means.
one, apparently.
Hell yeah.
The
Couldn't ask for
biggest.
anything more. Should I Google something?
Yeah, if you want to look up Ace of Cups upright, yes or no, meaning
Okay, let's see here.
Looks just
sweet of yeah.
The card capture Sakura tarot card sound.
There we
Agreed.
go. Can't get to the ace.
Oops. Is that what it's called, really?
Yes. Literally
It is
glitching
1
and
cup.
keeps not letting me to the page.
Not 2.
Beginning of great Jesus Christ!
Oh no.
May indicate a pregnancy. Don't you dare! Don't you
There's
dare!
gotta be another meaning!
Yeah, Google Ace of Cups. That ain't no.
Ace of Cups, yes or no? What do I look
Just mean. Yeah, yes or
Mean-
no. Like
yes.
meaning. Just like Ace of Cups meaning. There. Yeah. The cups are the suite of hearts, and the ace stands for intuitive knowledge that comes from within. Trust what your feelings are telling you. So a colossal con.
Trust your
Spark's getting
feelings.
pregnant.
I guess
I am.
so. You're getting pregnant. Yeah.
Preggers.
Trust your
I don't know.
trust your pregnant. Let me try that again. It says trust your heart.
Otherwise,
Trust your
I'll show you.
feelings.
Usually, good fortunes is a good thing. Yeah.
Sorry. Saw the rough row. Like Scoob.
We're starting out strong, apparently.
So-
Yeah, wow.
We should
Meaning
eat
yes or
Scooby
no?
snacks again
Yes, it's
sometime.
gonna you're gonna have a good colossal con.
Yay!
Yeah.
If we break it down to the yes or no meaning.
I mean, the cup's up. If the
The
cup
cup
was
is up.
upside down, that
Then
would
you spill
be-
your drink. That's not
yeah.
good.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Nobody wants
do you want to? I guess I'll do a regular one too for myself then.
Congrats on the baby.
I'll expose myself to the.
Congrats on the
whole world.
baby.
Yeah. He's a pee.
It's fine. We're just getting another cat. We're coming
Yeah.
back from our trips and we're getting a kitten. That's
Stop
how
the
that
car! There's a
You'll-
cat on the road.
Exactly, you'll find one on the way back.
Yeah.
Alright.
We just
As long as
adopted
it's
you.
past the like US border, because that's a lot of we'll just have to hide it.
Going through it, it's like, "Meow." It's like, what was that? Oh, that was just me.
We definitely are not smuggling a kitty across the border.
Just wear your cat ears. And
Yeah.
Be like,
Sorry,
"Yeah,
I'm just
be a cat.
I'm in character.
Okay, so you're doing like what is your day gonna be like, or what is
I guess just like, how is my life gonna go in the future? I guess.
yeah, because you need to have a like thinking in your mind. You need to have
Okay.
intent.
Life good.
Have intent.
Okay.
More pregnancy.
If it's the Ace of Cups again.
Oh,
Oh,
upside down.
Empress. Upside down
Empress.
Empress.
Show
Empress,
that
okay.
to Matt.
Yeah.
Empress, but it was upside down. So reversed
Oops.
Empress actually does have a meaning.
Oh,
in my back.
Empress sounds like a second.
First Empress.
Probably is.
Reversed Empress is extravagance, greed, laziness, and wastefulness.
Oh!
my.
That sounds about right.
I'm like, that's pretty accurate for you.
I mean, that should have been the colossal card.
Yeah.
well, just how's your future gonna go?
That's colossal.
Oh shit.
It's like extravagant greed.
Online it says key meanings: insecurity, infertility, lack of confidence.
So you'll have the baby at colossal, but that's it. No more
That's it.
babies.
Yeah.
It's just something horrible's gonna happen to it.
Jesus.
Lack of confidence or growth, overbearing tendencies, a rupture in peace, disharmony, disrupting the serenity, negligence, no
Jeez.
process, Jesus,
I like that.
smothering,
I like Ash's.
not moving forward, lack of family support.
It's just calling you out.
First one.
I regret doing this.
It's just calling you the fuck out.
Somebody
Like,
else do one. That's
I'll do one.
so nice.
Alright, I'll do my colossal.
How's Aura's colossal gonna
How
go?
are my
cleansing
colossals
with
gonna go?
crystals between. It's like
Hands.
sanitizing. Sanitize the deck.
Cape is fucking itchy.
I do that as a joke, but like literally on stream, I had someone be like, "You know, you have to sanitize between. You need to cleanse your deck," and I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Now we
okay."
It's cat hair. And his vibes are getting. She's a shit disturber.
She is. I mean, she has infertility. We fixed her ass. We did.
Alright.
Absolutely.
I have a
Vibes.
history of picking the death cards. Let's see if that happens again.
That would be funny.
Hey, whatever. This is I was gonna like flip it, but I'm like, well no, I don't want to. That is what it
That's
is.
how you opened it, yeah.
Knight of Cups upside
I was
down.
gonna do like a this, but I just went too slow.
I don't think these have the reverse definition for the knights in here, so I might have to like just go with the internet. 'Cause-
Oh,
Testicles.
This book seems very
I'm-
lacking.
It
wasn't
is.
a flip
This
it,
is like the
I'm
most
just-
basic tarot book ever.
Oh,
and
there
I'm
he
just-
was.
There we go. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Yeah, it just has the basic meaning. So Knight of Cups presents balanced objectivity and outlook, sincerity, harmony, and equilibrium.
But
I'm
upside
gonna
down.
have an average time.
But we
Wait,
need to look up
Wait,
what first.
you're going to have
Knight
a
of
Knight
Cups.
of Cups. Like, there's so many drinks.
All of the cups.
And night.
Yeah.
Not the K.
Just
not
the-
night with a
just
K.
at the
Just a
end.
night.
Just a Knight of Cups.
Just a bunch of.
So, reversed Knight of Cups means advising you to think things through carefully before acting or avoid making snap decisions. So it doesn't actually mean that bad.
No.
It just means that you are delaying or putting off taking action rather than facing a problem head on.
Okay.
What are you pushing off in your cosplay? Get that done.
The Teletubby antenna.
It's telling you you're pushing
had
that off
all
and you need to
day.
face it head on.
I had all day to work on it. I
Oh,
Did
it's calling you out.
I know.
Yeah, you just need to face making your antenna head
It's
on.
like the one thing I have left, and I'm like I cannot figure out how to do it.
What isn't Aura
What do you
putting
mean?
off in a cosplay?
Aura's got almost all of the
I'm
stuff
Aura's
done.
actually-
My game.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I haven't
I
even
know.
started any
That's
of mine.
us.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna,
I'm not
I'm
like
just
these
getting
I got
started.
clowns over there with nothing else done on them. Like,
I'm
Uh,
afraid.
That's also another thing. Wow.
I'm afraid.
Because
Okay.
now that Rice
Matt
says
says JK, JK.
the Rice says that the magnets don't work. So
I
I'm
was,
just
I
kind of
was
like,
just gonna put mine on a headband, like just
I
make
don't know.
something
the
inside.
way I did mine.
I was just gonna glue a loop inside.
All good, dude.
yeah,
Making
I'm
stuff
putting
like that.
pins and clips because you want yours to attach to your wig and also your hair.
Oh no, just to the.
Your hood and
to the
also
hood.
your hair.
That sort of
doesn't
stuff.
Oh, you
attach
didn't
to
want
it.
to put it on your hair?
So I'm gonna take the hood off sometimes, and it's attached to my hood. And it just.
Okay. I
That's
thought you
all-
wanted to take it off and put it on your head sometimes without the hood.
Oh, if it clips, I guess that's Actually,
Yeah.
that's what we discussed.
You
was
wanted it
the
to clip
ability
and
it
pin, yeah.
on and off. I turned my flash
Yes.
on.
That's always the stuff that I spend forever on. Like
Yeah.
I'll like get through the big
And then
outfit
it's the
itself,
basic,
and then
like,
it's like the little things where I'm like,
fixins,
oh,
yeah.
how to do that. I can make a princess gown, and then I'm like,
Oh jeez.
like little things that just mess me.
Are there any other readings to be done?
I'll do one. Alright,
Okay.
how is Alicornia's colossal gonna go? The death card.
Oh,
If
oh.
anyone draws the death card, I'm gonna laugh. Okay, pick a card. Okay, 2 of Wands. I've actually drawn that before, and it's upright.
Upright 2
That's
wands.
usually a good one.
Okay, 2
more-
wands.
What aren't I putting off exactly,
That's
man?
fair. Okay, 2 of Wands indicates that we are in charge of the way our life is unfolding. It does not rule out the occasional unpleasant surprise or obstacle, but it does allow us to fulfill our needs and chase our destiny.
The occasional obstacle of contact.
Okay, this one says 2 of 1's card means courage and daring. It has the message of striking out on a journey or a new path. The image on the rider weight deck shows us. Oh, that's. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that part. That's pretty much all the first thing said.
So you just gotta face your Colossal Con head on as well.
Don't
Everybody's
even-
pretty much getting
Ash,
that.
are you gonna do?
And then, unless if somebody wants to do one
We
in
can
the
do
chat, Matt, do you want to do one, or if anybody else is there,
How are we gonna?
we can do that for you. We'll have to pick one for you,
Yeah.
I guess.
So just
somehow.
pick a number between 1 and however many's in there.
Yeah, I'll lay
We'll
out like
count them
5
up.
cards, and then Matt can pick 1 to 5.
Okay.
Vibes for your job interview on Tuesday.
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
will do
yes.
that after. Okay, what is my Colossal Con gonna be like?
Ooh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
And oh, upside down the tower.
Oh, the tower.
So instead of jumping to my death, I'm rising. I don't know if that's what it means, but that's the first thing I noticed about the card is instead of the dude falling, now he's going upward.
It
Oh
would
my
have
god.
been great if one of us.
We are all the fool.
Rise.
Reverse symbolizes destroyed ambition and boredom. There.
Oh, we got an ad.
Oh shit.
Colossal Con's gonna have
Get you
destroyed
premium.
ambition and I'm gonna be bored, I guess. Anyway, what
Board
did...
it Colossal? I don't think so.
Oh wait, I had ones on Spotify. I have Spotify for you. There we go.
Reverse towel suggests you're undergoing a significant personal transformation and upheaval. Yeah, see, that's what... because you're getting upgraded. This differs from the experience of tower upgrade, where the change is often external circumstances that may be forced upon you. Yeah. So instead of external stuff, it's like internally.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Weird. Okay, and then now we're gonna do what are vibes for the job interview coming up.
Does it mean if you gave my phone to me upside down? It's upside
It means
down
you were
phone.
being slow and I had to take it.
After that, we'll get into the top 5.
I'm gonna lay out 5 cards and then you can pick 1 to 5.
Oh man, choices.
Five. Which
There
one?
he
1 to 5.
There be the cards. It be up to you. What I'm talking about. Playing a lot of Sea of Stars.
Accents be tricky.
By the way, you should play that game. Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so good.
The very middle one? Okay. Then we're just gonna flip it right side. Oh! The moon!
The moon.
Very pretty.
Moon. Upright.
It's a card of the subconscious. It refers to those things which are hidden and sometimes fierce. It represents imagination, uncertainty, and fluctuation.
Sounds like a job interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tower Mott's Colossal.
Doesn't really.
That's no moon. It's a
The moon
space
upright
station.
tarot card.
Part of illusion deception therefore often suggests a time when something is not as it appears to be, perhaps a misunderstanding on your part or a truth you cannot admit to yourself.
So be wary of the job description. It may not be what it seems.
Oh.
Or maybe,
job
wait, did you do the interview yet? This is about the interview, right? So
Yeah.
maybe be careful of trick questions.
Yeah. The other cards you had here were 9 of Swords, just because I'm curious. The Emperor. Upside down tower again. That's weird. And 7 of Swords. So we got 2 Swords cards.
Potential timelines.
Yep.
Anyway, so we are moving on to the next part of this podcast. It's your dubstep. Where's the thing? This. Boom. And boom.
Boom.
So yeah, today we are doing the top 5 spooky media. It's we couldn't decide on video games, we couldn't decide on movie. Well, it was supposed to be video games at first, and then I was like, wait a second, not everybody's played 100 video games like I have, and it might be tough for some of these guests that we got coming in here. So I was like, you know what, let's swap it. Maybe we could do something else. I was like, maybe movies, and then Alicornia was like, what if we did media?
In general.
Media. And I'm like, that works. That's just, let's just do it all. So we're gonna talk about spooky things. Basically anything that you can intake, I guess, with your eyeballs and your ears. Your senses, because I guess books would count too. I was thinking about that. But yeah, so I'll explain the rules here, just because I think this is your first time playing this with us. It's kind of a weird thing we do here. So we start on round 5, and we'll go from whoever starts first, basically. Hydrate. Thank you. No. Was there a jump scare?
Boo,
I mean,
hydration.
There is literally jump scares you could play. I don't know if they'd be loud enough to scare us, but just turn off the music. Just if somebody hits the fucking donate button to fucking scare us, that'd be funny. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's we go in a circle. We each tell off our number 5 pick, and then it goes to number 4, and so on. But important thing to note is if somebody says the same thing as you. So if like the first thing I say for my number 5 is like your number 3, just keep it. Just don't tell us that it's your number 3. We'll wait till number 3 again. We'll talk about it again. If it's also your number 5 though, so if I'm on number 5 and I'm saying like, I don't know, fucking Beetlejuice or some shit, and number 5 for you is also Beetlejuice, then you could be like, yo, I got the same one right then and there.
But only if you're on the same number.
Basically, if it's the same round, then speak up. Otherwise, save it for your turn again, and we'll talk about it again. So we basically ripped these rules from a series called the Top 5 Beatdown.
Yeah.
I think they're good too. They actually feature celebrities. We just feature our friends, who are our own personal celebrities. Come on, these are the coolest cosplayers I know. Aside from my own partner.
I mean, I am in the wave you were giving.
I have to.
It's okay.
You're not a guest. You're just a host. It's different.
I just exist. It's
Anyway,
fine. I'm a creature in the night.
Would anybody like to go first? Do we have any volunteers? Also, I should mention too, if you have honorable mentions, we're just gonna throw them in whenever we feel it's applicable. Like, if you want to just go off about another one, just be like, oh, honorable mention. I want to talk about this quick, but it's not a part of your 5. If that's clear. Okay? Okay. And you guys that are watching can participate too. I have to dial it back. Yeah, of course. I always do. Too crazy in this stream. So yeah, I had to take a picture of mine because I'm gonna like forget the order and stuff otherwise.
Mine aren't in a particular order.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to have them in an order, but this is kind of I see this as like your official like
it makes sense.
ranking of it. So it's up to you though. You can just play how you want to play. I feel like things in this kind of genre, not even just genre, but in everything, our opinions change over time. You know, you might decide later in a year or two that you like something else better than this. But you know what I mean? Like, better than whatever. Hello, Yeaster. Welcome. It's a cool...
Yeaster.
So this is, top spooky games, movies, books, comics, manga, anime, anything that's a media of some sort.
Spooky consumable, but not actually consumable.
Yeah, we are definitely have
consumables with your eyes.
So I could put mustard.
Oh, that is
scariest consumable.
The Alicornia knows all
Hello.
about that.
We're getting some people in here. What's up? You guys are just joining in time for the top 5 countdown. Hello, hello. And so, yeah, I guess, I don't know, how do we do this? Let's go first. Do we draw a tarot card to who goes first?
I mean, I think we could just continue going in order.
Go in a
I'll
circle,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll start first. Okay,
Sure.
I'll do the honors. All right. So I'm gonna start with my number 5 here, and this is a bit of a broad one. I couldn't decide between all of these things, so I had to put them into one. And that's allowed, by the way, if you do that.
Okay.
I have to just put all of Mike Flanagan's shit in one.
Okay.
Because pretty much all of, like, we're literally watching the new one that just came out. The
Fall
Usher,
of the
Fall of
House
Usher.
of Usher.
House of Usher, yeah,
Oh, I
it's
saw that
fucking
up there.
good so far. But not gonna talk about spoilers for that. Pronouns, they, she, over here.
She, her.
They, she.
Okay, cool. Welcome to the stream, everybody. But yeah, so Mike Flanagan shit, specifically, thanks for following, by the way, plot or
Pilot?
Piot? No, there's no L.
I can't read
It's just a
anyone's
blur,
name
yeah.
from over here.
It's a little far, yeah.
Everyone's
I have to like lean in. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, Mike Flanagan shit, he's responsible for, specifically, I think if I'm gonna have to pick like what my favorite one is,
Yeah, I thought you usually can, but maybe it's not in there.
it might be in the other. Anyway. Mike Flanagan shit, just in general, so Haunting of Hill House, if anybody's ever watched that, that's my favorite one. But he's also done like a bunch of others. He did for movies, he's done Oculus, Hush, Ouija Origins of Evil, and Doctor Sleep. And for the TV, he's done Hill House, Bly Manor. That is a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually read that.
Yeah, can anyone guess who I was channeling tonight? Oh, yeah. The cosplay theme was vampire witchy
Yeah, so
something.
we actually just came back from a vampire event, so that's why we're
Yeah.
dressed up.
There was a circus.
It's vampire circus.
Vampire
is what it was
circus.
called,
So
yeah.
we went as our vampire OCs, the two of us.
Yeah, and I guess we're also. I'm not really a vampire.
Yeah,
I'm kind of a vampire.
You're pretty vampy.
I heard
Yeah.
vamp vibe, so I
Yeah.
actually was Camilla from Castlevania vibes.
Oh, I
That's
see
what I was
it.
going for.
I see it.
I was gonna put the fangs in, but then we were eating so close before
Yeah.
that I
We
was
don't
They
have
can
the
retract their
steel.
teeth.
We don't have the steel. Oh, you did change them actually. You
I did. I changed my eyes because I was just like, I had red contacts in, but then I was like, now I look like Camilla. I need to change my eyes.
So, anyways, yeah. So Mike Flanagan shit's my number 5 because that all of his stuff is just so good. But if I had to pick a specific one, it would be Hill House because that one. I have to tell a
One
story about
scene.
that. Yeah, there's that one scene where like something just jump scares you really bad. There's not many huge bad jump scares in the show, but when they hit you really good. And I was standing up like this, and Ash was like sitting in. We had like it was in our bedroom, and Ash was sitting in a bed, and we were watching it on our TV. And like the jump scare happens, I literally jump like in Scooby Doo, where like fucking Scooby
Running
curls
on
up and like
Yeah,
jumps in
way
Shaggy's
onto
arms.
the bed because
Yeah.
they were like walking into the room.
I was like, ah!
Oh,
Jump
yeah.
out.
Oh, jeez.
It was the best. Oh my god! So that's like
Oh,
that's why
man.
I always like look at Hell House as one of my favorites because it just like it just got me so bad that one time. And then it has so many good like the storytelling shows are so good. I cannot recommend Mike Flanagan.
I highly
directed
recommend
stuff.
if you haven't seen Bly Manor or Haunting of Hill House. They're so good.
They're on
Perfect.
my to-watch list, but not yet.
They're great. They're
You
great
should
for
really
Halloween
watch
stuff.
them.
Yep.
Because it's not even just the spooky, it's like the story.
Yeah, they write them so fucking well. It's just amazing, honestly. Like the storytelling is the best part of it. The character development is so there. They have like such deep narratives around every character, and every character is interesting. Love it. Anyway, that's my number 5. So yeah, I guess we'll go like that. And we'll go next.
Sure, yeah. So I'm gonna go way back for my first one to something archaic and maybe a little obscure. I don't know if anyone's gonna know what this is, but there existed a board game when I was a kid. It was called Nightmare.
Yeah.
You know it? And you played it like along with a VHS. So I think if I remember correctly, the object of the game was like you had to you worked collectively as a group with whoever was playing against the clock on the VHS on the tape, the cassette tape.
Okay.
And you were also playing against the host, who was the gatekeeper.
If you ever saw that,
Yeah.
I legit think my bro still has it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
90% sure this is in our basement.
So this is what Haley's talking about right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Played
So
it
like
too.
you had like little objectives that you had to do. Like I think you had to like collect keys or something.
Yeah.
Everyone had to collect their keys before the time was up.
All the keys.
And
yeah.
most of like the movie itself was just a countdown clock. But every now and then the gatekeeper would just like appear on the screen and be like, "Wah!" And like when he showed up, he would address you. And like throughout the game, like everyone would get like different titles or roles and stuff like that. And he would address like each player person would be like, "Hey, you," I don't remember anymore. And you had to be like, "Yes, my gatekeeper," even though like, you know, and it's just a video, like, but you're like not allowed to pause or rewind or anything like that. And but even though it was just like a bit, like it felt so
was
real,
terrifying,
and the
yeah.
pressure was so, like the pressure was real and the stress was real. And I think at the end you had to like roll a certain number of dice in order to like win and get out of there.
Wow.
And it got really intense, and the gatekeeper just gets scarier and scarier throughout the game, and he'll just like show up more and more
I
and
love
more,
that.
and just like scream at everyone, and it was like
I legit
really
forgot
stressful.
about that, and now I have PTSD.
I don't know.
I'm like,
It was really stressful. We played that as like little kids, and I was like, oh man, I don't know how.
Yeah, and then they renewed it with a Kickstarter, so it came back with like I think it's a DVD now. Or
Oh, I
digital
imagine.
or
I
something
can't
like
imagine
but-
that. You could probably play it on like streaming. You know,
Oh, yeah.
these days. But yeah,
Super
it was
cool.
like the fact that it was so old was like half the terror. It was just it was
That's-
all like street.
yeah, I'm actually
Nostalgia.
wondering, next time I go back home, I'm gonna see it, like, I'm gonna ask them, like, 90% sure we would still have
That
that.
would be so cool to
Because,
try.
also, this isn't on my list, so I'm just gonna bring it up. There was a game called 1313 Dead End Drive, and it was kind of like Clue or like Mystery.
Oh.
It's like, you killed the, like, whatever in there, but it was more spooky because you were like in a haunted mansion kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And I would play like both of those games, and it would be like spooky dooky. And I have both of them still, I'm pretty sure.
That gives me this. This is, I guess, another honorable mention. I didn't even write this one down, but this is a newer movie. Did you guys ever hear about the movie Skinamarink?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it like taps into that like nostalgia fear almost. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Stars these two kids that are just in a living room, and the camera angles are really shit, and it's like really dark and quiet. The whole movie's like you don't really know what's going on at all. Yeah, it's a weird movie, and so basically what happens to these kids, without spoiling much, this is the plot of the movie basically, the doors basically just like disappear and they're stuck in the living room.
Okay.
And so like I feel like this is a place that everybody's kind of been in their life, you know, like as a kid, like our age at least, because they had like just the TV on, and it was like, you know, that like old staticky square TV, just like
Yeah.
on channel.
To
whatever.
put in perspective, the whole movie is pretty much that feeling of when you shut the lights off downstairs and run up the stairs. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole vibe of
Yes.
the movie, is the like eerie feeling of when you were a kid where you shut
Oh
the
my
lights off and
God.
are running from the darkness.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
best
forgot
watched
about
when you're
that.
alone.
Yeah.
Best
like
watched when you're alone. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's fine.
It's sick. But yeah, anyway, that's not even on my list. I just think that's a cool one.
That
Yeah.
was like a thing you did as a kid. It's like
Yeah, run.
Yeah, but like everybody's also been like up late at night just like watching really lame cartoons, and you like wake up on the couch and like it feels like you're in another world for a
Yeah.
second almost.
I
And
feel
then-
like that when I was
Yeah. So like all these kids have is this TV and the light coming from it and the sound coming from it
Yeah.
to keep them crazy in this movie. That's basically the whole movie, is them just like living through this weird
Yeah,
thing that's
just
happening to
existing,
them.
and
Yeah.
you don't even necessarily know if it's real or not, because it could just be a nightmare.
There's
That's
a lot
kind
of
of the
shadows
whole,
and-
yeah. And it's all filmed from like a kid's perspective, pretty much.
Oh,
like
that's
it's
kinda fun.
filmed from like short, like you just see children's feet. Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't see. It's the camera angles are weird. You don't really see much of the film. It's all
No.
just like, just being in the moment. It's kind of like the Backrooms, uneasy, like
Mm.
unnerving.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's cool too. Backrooms, check that out. Anyway, whose turn is it? Yours?
Mine,
Yeah.
yes. I'm trying to decide my order, but this one will be my number 5. So it was hard to decide what my like top 5 were, so I just picked like 5 in general.
Yeah.
But the one that would be at the bottom would be there's a movie called Ghost Ship. The movie itself isn't like amazing per se, but like the opening scene and the end of it are really good. So like you just watch those 2 parts and be like, cool. That's all I need to know about this film. The opening scene takes place in the past. And it's like some fancy Italian ocean liner. Yeah, Matt knows what's up.
There was a scene with a hook that I
yes
that I violently remember.
Definitely. So in the opening scene, they're on this fancy Italian ocean liner, and there's this fabulous like ball going on the deck, and everyone's dancing, and there's a singer and a band, and there's this little girl played by Emily Browning. And she's wearing like her cute little Wendy dress, and so you see this hand turn a crank, and it shows like this wire pulled taut, and then all of a sudden it snaps and shoots across the whole deck, and it slices everyone in half. But Emily Browning's too short, and she was kind of like bent down dancing, so like it goes over her, but it kills her dance partner. And so it's like, it takes a moment for everyone to realize what happens. They're all just still like in their dance poses, and then they just start to slide apart. And I remember I was watching this with my dad, and I was like, oh God. And it's like, their clothing starts to like peel off, and then they just like fall apart. And it's like, some of them lost their head, some of them was like in the middle of their torso. Like, it's so messed up. And then she's looking around, and then she looks up at the captain who was dancing at her, and his like head falls, and it like, oh, it was awful. And then like the whole movie is like whatever. Like, it's about these people who are salvagers, so they like found the boat floating in the water and tried to like stop. They found gold on it. Then it gets all spooky. And then
Madan vibes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then at the very end of it, she thinks she's killed like the ghost that's haunting the boat, but he comes back and finds a new boat. And so like this like intense metal music just starts playing, and then like she's in like an ambulance going like, yeah, the door's just shut, and I'm like, I hate when movies end like that. So I was like, that one, I'm like, definitely a movie that unsettled me a lot.
To answer your question, Easter, Walter White, Blue Raspberry.
Blue Raspberry Meth, yes.
There.
Anyway.
Good answer.
We have not seen Terrifier yet, but I'm really interested. It's about a clown.
Yeah.
I believe his name's Art.
It's always a clown.
There's always a clown.
Oh my god. He's like the opposite of Tim Curry's It.
Ooh.
He like, instead of being aggressive and like, he's like, and we'll just pause. Like, I know there's a scene where a girl walks up and he's just like frozen in place. And he just doesn't move, and like that's the creepiest fucking part of it.
I don't like that.
It's bad.
Is this a movie or a series?
Yeah, there's a series. There's a couple.
Terrifier's been around in a while now. I think they remade it too.
There's a few movies with Art the Clown. Terrifier is part of like a universe.
Yeah, I think like the clown from Terrifier is like one of the more well-known like horror entities out there.
Brutality of Michael Myers with the goofiness of Freddy.
That's a great way to describe it.
All right, so you're number 5.
My number 5, yet again, they're in no order.
Mine are too.
They tried.
But because of some of the things prior, specifically this bisection, I'm gonna say Final Destination.
Hey.
You really did pick that. I was
It was gonna be an honorable mention, but because they mentioned the bisection, I'm like, you wanna know what? Yeah, because that movie traumatized me.
I think everybody can say
I survived through most of it. I was literally, the year it came out, I was 6. And I don't want to drag people down, but my aunt thought it would be a genius idea to let the 6-year-olds watch Final Destination.
Of course.
And like encouraged me not to cover my eyes because I kept covering my eyes. And I survived until the scene where the girl gets the pipe through her head.
Oh god.
And then the fence explodes back and dude gets trisected.
God.
So that means I survived through the girl getting her head chopped off in the elevator, the kid getting squished by the glass, all of that. 6.
Which
my God.
which one? The first one?
The second one,
Oh, the
Final
second.
Destination 2.
Right.
So that was the one that started with the log truck.
yeah.
Automatically
That's-
scars, because you know what? We're from the north. That's often.
We see
Like, we
those.
see log
Yeah.
trucks all the
Oh,
time.
log trucks.
I've seen a
Every time I
log truck
see one,
accident
Yes.
in real life.
I
Yeah.
think of that movie and I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
get away from this.
A
Get
girl
away from this.
grade higher than me, both her grandparents were killed because a log truck
Oh,
was loaded on them. Like,
jeez.
it's insane. It's horrible.
I witnessed a log truck crash in town. It wasn't like all the logs spilling everywhere, but the guy driving the truck, this could have happened with any kind of truck, but the
Yeah.
guy driving the truck did a right lane transition, and there was a car in the lane, and he just like squished it up against the he didn't even feel it. He squished it up against the curb, and she's just like, ah! You can see, like, my mom had to get out and talk to her after because she was fucking shook up, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, log trucks. Even though that wasn't like a spillage, it was still a log
Yeah.
truck, and it's like, get away from me.
Yeah, I literally, I made it to that scene, and then I cried so hard, we had to watch Shark Tale. It was like, okay, we're done. Literally, I don't know what. They always wanted to watch spooky movies with us. Like, I watched Sleepaway Camp over there. Like, which is, thinking back now, I'm like, 5 or 6, and you showed me Sleepaway Camp. The whole end of that movie is just dick.
I'll never forget that girl who just
Eat it.
gets drowned in diarrhea.
Yeah, and poop. I
Oh
know.
my god, I've never seen
Y'all
that.
question why I'm fucked
Sleepaway
up.
Camp is like a
Like-
bunch of girls get murdered. I think it's like a bunch of girls, right?
I'd see the tape at the movie rental store, but I've never seen it.
It's basically Friday the 13th, but it's like the person that like is running the camp is the killer. And
Yeah,
stuff. They're not,
and the
anything
like
special.
secret ending is like girls are dude. They see them
Oh,
on the beach and they're
those
naked.
gunmen.
Yeah, and they're naked running with like their dick out, and it's like,
Ah, not the dick.
curling iron. No!
yeah, oh my god, yes, that one.
No! Oh,
I'm
I think
so
I think that pushed that one out of my brain.
same.
I think it did.
Hot curling iron, just
Yep.
y'all question why I'm fucked up. I was shown these movies way too young.
I saw Friday the 13th and stuff at a young age too. I was like, not like, what is Freddy doing to that woman? Where's her pants?
you're welcome.
You know, like
Matt, you bastard.
Why do I want to watch Sleepaway Camp?
I haven't seen it in so long. I would actually be down.
It's time.
And have you seen the sequels?
No, it had sequels.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure there were like 3 of them.
God.
It's just a bunch of women getting killed in various ways, isn't it?
Alright, Dark, number 4.
All right. I'm gonna toss in a quick honorable mention here because I got a couple of those, but I want to throw a little mention to 28 Days Later, the movie. That's got to be my favorite zombie movie. I wish I could throw it on my list, but it's sadly not quite enough for some of the other things on here. But yeah, 28 Days Later, fucking amazing zombie movie. Check it out if you want to see a good actual. I think this is what the most accurate zombie thing you could think of is where it's like a virus and it actually infects people and it turns them into like basically rabbits. They got like rabies, you know what I mean? Like that's basically like human rabies. So like that's why I thought that one was like the most realistic. It makes the zombies really fast too, and that's like scary.
Yeah, and
Other
it's an
zombies.
unsettling.
Yeah.
Like how creepy they are of the women.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
It's been a
Yeah.
long
All
time
that.
since I've seen it.
Yeah,
Dude,
that scene
there's,
where
like,
it's
all the
like,
soldiers. There's like the beginning part where he's just walking around alone and you can't find anybody at first, and it's just like nothing. That part was cool. That whole movie is good. But yeah, my number 4 for real though is gonna be the Little Nightmares video game series. Because that game is fucking great. Have you played that one? Either of you?
I started, but I'm just scared.
God, yeah.
I finished the
I don't
first
have
one.
the time.
I did not finish the second one, but I want to.
Oh yeah, and they're coming out with a third
Eventually.
one. I think it's out now, or it's gonna be out soon. But yeah, the games are great. I couldn't recommend them more if you like don't want a game where you have to do a whole lot of thinking. It's just go from point A to point B basically, but there's lots of shit that happens along the way, just like really disturbing shit too. Like, oh, the visuals in that game is unreal. Like, there's that. I think in the second one, there's the part with the teacher. Oh man, that part is crazy.
Yep.
Easter, why are you so mean, dude?
Yeah, what? Easter, leave Matt alone.
Leave Matt alone.
Matt's here because they're our friend. Like,
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here, Easter? What are you doing with your life?
You could not be in our chat being asshole to everybody. That could be
Just
a
like-
thing.
Controlling.
Okay.
A great use of it.
So yeah, Little Nightmares, that's my number 4. Fucking good game. I think we'll leave it at that. What's your number 4?
Okay, well,
Alright.
I was amused when you were talking about, like, your family, like, making you watch scary stuff when you were little, because that kind of, like, segues into my second one, because my family also did that. Okay. I know the Dark Crystal isn't, like, scary.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's not supposed to be, like, horror scary.
David
But-
Bowie's terrifying.
Well,
He's not in the
Dark
Dark
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking
Dark-
of
okay.
the other one.
David,
But
the Labyrinth is definitely there
But the
too.
director makes terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Same. I guess you
the
can put them
puppets
both
are
together.
always
Yeah.
terrifying.
They're both, you know, they both have a level of creep.
They're
but
both in
Dark
the same
Crystal,
place in my mind.
Labyrinth I was introduced to later. Dark Crystal, my whole family is obsessed with. And like, you know, everyone has to like watch this movie. And that's fine for everyone else in my family, but I was the youngest one in my family. And so everyone else is old enough to appreciate it. And you know, and it's got a lot of stuff going for it, like for its time, like the puppetry and everything. But like I was, you know, like 5 or something.
Puppets are terrifying.
And
I was scared. I was literally scared of carpets. And Grover.
Yeah, and like literally every character in that movie terrified me. The good guys, the bad guys, the Gelflings, the Mystics, everything. Every single. And I tried watching it again when I was a little bit older. No, still couldn't do it. I tried to watch it in my 20s with you. Still couldn't do it.
That's Fraggle Rock for me. Like,
Still good. And I have a
terrifying.
bit of appreciation. I like, you know, I still haven't watched the series. I want to. I have like little figurine of Lord Chamberlain. You know, good
I'm just
stuff.
terrified of him.
I have a very deep love-hate relationship with that movie.
Do you guys need a drink?
I was gonna ask for some water.
I'll take some water,
I got
sure.
fruit punch too. Or Pepsi.
I'll just have water. I meant to grab some.
I know, I totally forgot to.
Yeah, keep the conversation on the one else.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Fern Gully, because it's not actually
I didn't.
a horror movie, but like I was scared of Tim Curry's muck character, like, but also slightly weirdly turned on, and
It's Tim Curry.
I'm like, why am I attracted to black?
And now
cum?
you're going to cosplay it.
Don't tempt me. I've actually made that joke before. I'm like, I'm just gonna cosplay the cum from Fern Gully.
Texas is hot though. I watched the movie for the first time when I was 19, but the friends I was hanging with would not shut up. Oh god. Gotta go back. Oh, thank you.
Keeps just grabbing things.
Yeah,
Think, anyway.
there's like a piece of foam on that side.
What?
Oh, it might have fallen. Oh no, it's still there.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Think.
Meaning Dark Crystal, not Ferngully. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is, and Matt will know this one. I supported on Kickstarter. I supported a game called The Elevator Game with Cat Girls, which sounds ridiculous, but it's by a Polish studio, and the elevator game is something that has I've seen it pop up in other like video games and media. So it's like one of those things where like you press the buttons in a certain order after midnight.
I
and
was
you
actually gonna say there's a movie filmed in Winnipeg.
oh
that
yeah,
I found
that
out.
has
Yeah,
so
we
then
watched
we
it.
elevator
watched it.
plot.
Yeah, it's literally about the elevator game, and then I
okay.
was like, I recognize
It's on Shudder,
that
isn't it?
spot. Yeah, it's on Shutter, and
Came out
we
this
were
year.
like, oh my god, it's filmed in Winnipeg because
Oh,
we recognized it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh,
there's-
that's kind of creepy.
It was a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Is it
Yeah.
just called The Elevator
I'm
Game? or-
90% sure it's literally just called
Okay.
the elevator game, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
No,
I'm
no,
just
that's
like, yeah.
okay.
But with cat girls.
Oh right. The game doesn't really go into the backstory too much, but supposedly something happened in their universe, which is like just like our world basically. Something happened in their universe, and some people turned into cat people.
Hell
Without
yeah.
like nobody knows why. But
Best
they don't
timeline.
really get into that. It's not a major part of the plot. But so all 3 main characters are named after like Japanese booze. So there's Sapporo, Asahi, and what's the third one? Kirin.
Okay.
And anyways, so like it's like it sounds like it's some like fever dream anime game, but it's not. It's made by Polish people. But anyways, so yeah, so they play the elevator game on a dare, and the like girly pink one goes missing, and so then like the goth girlfriend has to go find her. But like the game style is a very like sketchy, kind of unfinished style of art, and it's very effective. There are certain scenes that are like only black, white, red that are really creepy, and then like and she has to do the elevator game over and over again with different combinations, and she pops out in all these different places. So it's like sometimes she's walking through like a hallway that's just full of blood and stuff like that. It was really creepy.
Is it like one of those games where it's like cameras over the top and you just go up, down, left, and right kind of thing?
It's
or is it like
you don't really, it's like sometimes you see the character like, and it's very like
it's not like an 8-bit or anything like that.
It's very much like drawn flat images, so then it's there's no real animation. It's just like they'll have a series of like drawings to animate a couple things, like if characters are running to hug or whatever, you'll see like there's one scene where she enters a classroom and there are just every desk standing at it is a doll version of her girlfriend, and they're just like all in their little pink cute coats, but they're just like creepy dolls standing there. And as I'm like moving around the room, I'm like, somebody's gonna grab me. Like I know.
Really cool.
I remember I sent you a screenshot of it being like all the Haleys like hi.
Oh, it's first. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, so it's a 2D, but like but a lot of it is just like sketched out cutscenes and stuff like that, like not animated, but just like flat images. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
Wicked.
There were lots of endings you could get, so it took me a while to get through it, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm glad I supported it.
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out now.
Yeah, that was the movie I was talking about.
Oh.
It was just filmed in a building in Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
Like literally just right off footage. Like I
filmed in the Delta.
It was literally, it's like a 5-minute walk from the Delta. It's so close.
Oh, really?
That's why I recognize there's like outside
the
building shots, and I'm like, I recognize that.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Clearly, we need to check it out.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, you guys should watch it because it's really funny when you have seen the building and you're like, oh, I know where that is.
Next year we'll go to the building.
I'm tempted.
Play the games. Like
oh my god!
In real life.
Spooky. I don't need to meet no fifth floor woman.
Yeah.
Let's also go do a haunted house. Let's all go do the same sound.
Let's just stay in haunted house.
Maybe
Halloween Horror
like
Nights.
for like in all seriousness, maybe
GoPros.
one day we should go to their October con, like their Comic Con that's in Winnipeg. That's in October.
Probably more feasible.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
It's Ash's turn again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. So my number 4 is. This is hard. Literally everything by Wes Craven.
I knew you were
I'm doing it.
I'm
just gonna do it.
Wes Craven in general.
Like literally everything.
Scream.
Well, the thing is, not
specifically.
Scream specifically, and also Friday the 13th, but also everything he inspired, because he worked on Last House on the Left, and the name is blanking on me. I think it's Sean Cunningham created like Jason after that.
Oh, okay.
Because he also was within the lore of that's how they got Freddy versus Jason, because they were like interconnected. It was like Vic something made up Jason, but Sean Cunningham, I'm pretty sure, is the one that directed it. I can look it up again, because I want to give him the dues. Yeah, no, it was Sean Cunningham who worked with Wes Craven on Last House on the Left. So literally, Wes Craven has influenced almost every impactful horror movie in the last, like, 70 years. 50 years at least.
Yeah, not surprised.
But like specifically Scream, Hills Have Eyes, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street was probably one of the most terrifying things when I was young, because you can't stop sleeping.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, you can't stop sleeping.
You can avoid dark places, you can avoid, but you can't not sleep because they just slept in their own homes.
Yeah, because like
Tooth Fairy traumatized me, but I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep all the lights on, right? Or Darkness Falls, actually, that was what it was about, the Tooth Fairy. I'm like, I can just keep all the lights on.
Dwayne The
You
Rock
can't
Johnson
stop
comes
sleeping.
out with his fucking hockey gear and
Yeah.
his wings.
Yeah.
What'd you guys say?
Yeah, no, everything by Wes Craven, specifically Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street, because those movies, like,
I didn't
were the
realize
best.
they were by the same guy.
Wes Craven made so many good movies. Like, he also made Cursed. There's like 40 or 50 movies.
I guess when you have a knack for it, you have a knack for it.
Yeah.
'Cause you see,
Yeah.
like, you always hear, like, a lot of, like, directors that specialize in horror, like, you hear their name in a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, I just brought up Mike Flanagan not that long ago, and he's in a ton of horror stuff that are all successful. So when you're good at something, it really really shows in the horror scene, I guess. That being said, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, number 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw another honorable mention in over to Left 4 Dead, the video game, because I wish I could throw that on my list too, but goddamn, this list is only 5, and we gotta do what we can. So Left 4 Dead's awesome, really good game. There's 2 of them, obviously, but I think that the first one is more creepy, and it just has like better nostalgia for me. I was actually really scared to play that game when I was a kid. I was, I don't know, early, like just like 10 or 11 when it came out. I basically started playing it like pretty early, and I'd always let my friend go first, kind of thing, because it was a co-op game. Nice thing about it. But they always managed to do such a good job of being such a creepy game combined with fun action as well. So, like that. But my number 3 for real, sorry, is Five Nights at Freddy's. And that's actually just going to be like an in general, because there's actually video games and there's a movie coming out and the book series. I haven't read the books, but I have a feeling that they're really good. I really just enjoy the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's in general. I actually don't really like the games that much. I wouldn't really play them, honestly. I wouldn't want to anyway. They're just, the gameplay's not great, but the lore itself and like all the story around the animatronics and how they became the way they are is really well thought out, and it's really cool. There's lots of like other like animatronics aside from those 5, and I'm really hoping that the movies do a really good job, because there's so much ground they could cover there while still keeping it really scary. And if they even just follow like the plot of the games and made movies out of those, that would be perfect. The plot's just great, but I hate the fucking games.
Exactly what Matt said. I enjoy FNAF by watching the MatPat videos.
Yeah.
I go for a deep dive and just watch a whole bunch of MatPat vids about it, and then I get my fill.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like
We
that's
do
where
that.
I learned most of
Yeah.
my knowledge of Five Nights.
Yep.
That's how I consume Saw. It's on YouTube where I can't see the gore, but I'm curious about the lore.
Yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy's just is so packed with like so much fucking scary shit, so it's just great. I love it. But I'll leave that there.
No jump scares, all lore. Please and thank
So number 3.
Honorable mention, because you were talking about the can't sleep thing. The Don't Blink episode of Doctor Who, Stone Angels. Freaks me
You mean
out.
all the Stone Angel
You
episodes?
can't even close your eyes. Like, you can't, not let alone sleep.
Stone
you can't
Angels in
close your
general.
eyes.
Yeah.
Or what's
All of the Weeping Angels.
That's what Weeping Angels
What's the one called with the floaty vampire dudes that are where everybody's silent? They're like everybody loses the ability to
See that
speak.
one?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's just called The Silence.
The silence,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Because like when you
The
look
gentleman, the gentleman.
What would you do without Matt?
because I'm pretty sure when you like turn away from the silence, you forget them. Or is that the other one?
I don't know if you forget them.
Okay, yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah, because the silence is the one I'm thinking of. That like people started like putting marks on their body, and then they suddenly looked in the mirror and were covered in marks.
Okay, that's
because
a
they like
different one
forgot
then.
it every time they looked. Every Doctor Who monster. They're all terrifying.
Something I want to watch more of. I've only seen 6 seasons.
Yes, sorry, Matt. To clarify, it was an episode of Buffy, not an episode of Doctor Who. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's what I meant to say.
I'm changing up my order at the last second, or actually my collection altogether. I wanted to bring up What Remains of Edith Finch, the indie game.
Nice!
Oh,
I wasn't
I
expecting
know
that.
that.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like super scary, but it did have like, you know, it
had
definitely
horror
did have like
components,
the
yeah.
horror components, and I thought it was really creatively done.
There were actually parts of that game that you can define as horror, like those
Oh,
specific, some of the
absolutely.
specific deaths.
The
was
the
very-
comic one was very horror.
Yeah, I really liked how like you go through and I don't know, hate it, but
Yeah,
go
we
through and
both
like
saw it.
Yeah.
kind of slowly get introduced to every member of the family, and every single story is done like in a completely different style.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really
like the
like.
gameplay.
They're all first person though, I think.
And the
Or no,
gameplays
oh,
are
no,
all
no.
very different too.
Yeah, not all of them actually. Some of them are first person and third person.
Yeah.
Like the one where it's cutting
And then
the
there's
fish.
a bit of
There's platforming. There's actually
there's
a bunch
like,
of
yeah,
stuff.
so they're all done very differently, creatively. So I liked that. I thought it was really different.
If you'd like to
Empty
see
Child is great.
I was gonna say, if you want to see that one, casual plug, that's actually on our YouTube, so go check that out.
Oh,
We
yeah.
played that a long time ago. Good ass game though, like lots of really
Yeah.
like spooky moments, but also it just kind of like carries this like forebodingness throughout the entirety of
Yeah.
it. It's creepier than it lets on, especially on the title. And like you started, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit my house, and then you
Well,
like
all my
Yeah.
family died.
you read a book and
I
your eyes
wasn't
just
sure
like.
if I should spoil it.
Oh, Matt, I think you've played
That's how the
this
game
one,
is.
What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you've recommended it to me.
I think I've talked to you about it.
Yeah.
too.
For the unfamiliar, the story, the plot of the game is you are visiting your house and you are witnessing you're learning the events of how every member of your family died.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're the only
Kind of
member
go through
person
each
left.
Yeah, Matt
each
loves that
member of
game.
the family's room, stuff like that. You can like explore their rooms. Stories. But they're
Clearly,
all done
Emma
very
needs to
different.
play.
I
yeah.
do. It's on my to playlist. It
And the
is.
story of the Finch family. Why the? They're all dead.
Yeah.
They all have a very
I mean,
interesting reason
they're
for
very
it.
cursed.
Similar to the show we're watching, House of Usher.
Yeah, literally, that's like we were making
Oh yeah,
comparisons.
that's the one we were talking at. Barbara was the comic book one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It's
comic
the
book one.
child-
She's gonna become a screen queen.
Yeah.
I like the fish
right.
chopping one too, or like the guy
Yes,
who's
that
like,
one was
oh,
my.
alcoholic.
That one
Yeah.
sat with me afterwards, and I was like, oh, oh, cause I kind of like.
That one was-
I can't do body horror, like that's why I consume Saw through YouTube videos.
Yeah, but like
'Cause I
that
was
one
just like,
was also
"Ugh."
I thought really creative because like you had to like, do the fish chopping on one side and then like the platforming or whatever it was on
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
side. But like also like the meaning behind that was like that got real.
Yeah, and
Oh.
it's a good one.
It's like
I
the
think there's so many
monotony
ways.
of life,
Yeah.
like just disappearing into your fantasies. It's like,
But even
I
some
feel
of the-
attacked.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say though, even some of the like smaller
I've been
stories, the
saying
shorter
I don't
ones,
like it.
even the shorter ones
Yes.
have like their own meaning, and also like they have like
Mhm.
very impactful gaming moments. Like they're just so different from one another. Like some of them, like you just transform
Yeah.
into things, and you're like
oh, the
platforming
baby
and stuff.
one, the baby.
Oh yeah.
And I
And the-
remember at some point you see the tombstones and it's like, oh, this kid died when he was 1. And then you walk into his room and I'm like, I'm not ready.
Oh god.
The one living in the basement was cool too. It's like
He
oh,
had
this
a
guy just
lovely
lived-
little swim with the froggies. It's fine. He had a swim with the frogs.
Anyway.
The cat one too. I was like, oh, my god.
Yeah, that one leaves it up to you to figure out like how did they die?
There's a lot of good.
Yeah.
Oh god, I brought that one up, but I almost.
Yeah, that's a good one you did because like
They're all good,
we've all
yeah.
heard of that. I think this
The
year.
one about the guy who lived under the house on
Yeah,
for
the base.
years.
Is that the basement guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That was
Yeah.
what I just said. The basement guy. That one was. That's, anyway, so that was your number 3.
Yeah.
So on to Alicornia's 3.
I'm gonna throw out an honorable
Yeah.
mention since it's definitely part of the horror genre, but it's more satirical as Cabin in the Woods.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's
Yes!
definitely
Oh
still
no!
it's definitely
that one.
still like a scary, unsettling movie, even though it's also a comedy, but it's not as comedy. It's not comedy
Dude!
like Scary Movie 3 is comedy.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite movies of all time, and I just forgot about it. Like, oh my god, I hate myself.
I'm gonna
Forgetting
laugh.
about
so
things.
good.
I'm gonna laugh if the other one that I'm thinking of that you will have isn't on there.
I'm gonna laugh too.
But
but yeah,
I want to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since I first saw it when it
Yeah,
came
it's
out.
cool.
And oh man, just rewatched it. And I'm like, it was. I remember laughing so hard when he finally gets his mermaid at the end. He's like, oh come on, like. But it's
Yeah.
still a freaky movie, like.
and I thought that was the coolest movie. It had such a stacked cast too. Chris Evans, not Chris
It's like-
Evans.
Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth was in there.
I'm so glad I
Waiting to
went
the
in
barrier.
not knowing anything. My dad rented it on a total whim, and I'm
Really?
so glad he
And it's
did.
like, this is just some stupid like thriller like slasher movie where everybody's gonna die, and then it's like, no, fuck you, it's not just that. There's so much more to this. Like, and then they just like hit you with all these like things. There's a boomer from Left 4 Dead in that movie.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot about
there's literally
that.
a boomer.
My brother
They have him
pointed
in there.
that out.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a boomer! I love that. There's so many little like horror references in that one shot where they zoom out and they have like all the horror
Isn't there a
things.
tank from the game too?
I don't remember if the tank made it in there because that would be really big. The boomer was.
I thought it
definitely-
was like in a pan shot.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I remember
There
because
was
there's a
other
bunch of like
references, too.
screens. I remember if you pause when there's all the screens, there's a bunch of references.
Yeah,
there.
you have to like look it up, but there's like so many
Yeah.
references in Cabin in the Woods, and that movie just like, oh, it just throws you so many curveballs.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
I need to
Yeah, it's a lot
rewatch
of
it. It's
fun.
I
been
would
way too long.
It's good. It's so good. That's one of my faves.
But
all
my
time.
my actual number 3 will be wait, was I gonna? Yeah, I'll go with this. I was torn between two for a second
Oh.
there. The Mist by Stephen King.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
like I said before with Death Ship, how at the ending you're like, when movies end in a way that just makes you angry,
Yeah.
or like so just destroyed.
I
So
remember the ending of that one.
so,
It's
like,
no.
with The Mist, it's like because in Stephen King's book, it was very open-ended. They just kept driving and driving, trying to escape the mist, and it just ended like that.
Oh.
But in the movie, yeah, it's like he kills everyone wants to die, so he kills everybody in the car.
This movie's old. Suck
and-
it up.
yeah. And then the military shows up, and they're like, "Oh, hey guys!" Like,
Oh, what happened to your friend?
Oh, you killed your whole family.
I was
Sucks
like,
to be you.
oh, like I was so upset, and it's like the movie had like the added bonus of there being like a crazy religious figure in it as well, because
Yeah.
like I grew up with my crazy grandma, so like I got so angry with her too. So like when she dies, I felt so much relief watching it. But then the ending came along, and I was like, oh. And then especially since the woman that decides to just like try her luck and wander off into the mist lived, she's on the military truck, and I was like, oh, come on.
Oh yeah, wasn't she like a huge asshole too? And
She was kind of, yeah. I just remember being like, oh, it's the shaved head lady.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking of
you
the
might be
Karen.
thinking, you might be thinking of the religious.
There was,
death.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she
Religious
died,
horror is
right?
something that's a
Yeah. So
Yeah, religious horror is its own
Apocalypse horror.
Yeah.
thing of its own.
It reminds me of This Is the End too, which isn't on my list at all, but that it's a good like horror comedy.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, aside from the fact that James Franco's in there, the rest of the movie is really awesome.
I can't remember if I've seen Super 8. What was that one about?
Wasn't it about like a big monster and these kids discover it in like a train or something?
Yeah, like I remember.
I don't think I saw that one.
I
actually.
feel like I did, but I can't remember what happened. Just that, like, it was very kid.
I don't think I watched it. I think I might not
I'm
have.
pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah. I don't think I watched it, but yeah, that's. I heard that was good.
Right, they're making a movie with Super 8 camera.
Oh.
Also, what's that one? What's that movie that's also done like camera found footage style, but it's like
Blair
Blair
Witch?
Witch?
no, not Blair Witch. It's the like sci-fi.
Cloverfield?
Yes, Cloverfield. That's
Oh,
another.
yeah.
That's another neat one.
Yeah, no, I would have said Blair Witch as one of my honorables as well, actually. Too. I think it's your turn now.
Yes.
Officially.
Gosh, do I do?
Number 3.
Do I do an honorable? Okay. Honorable mention. I'm just gonna lump these in together because they're both in the same realm. Rocky Horror and Beetlejuice, because those are both like not
yes.
really horror, but like
Gay
It's been
horror.
in my
Gay
head
horror.
I'm just
all
kidding.
week. It's just been
That's a
Rocky
good way to
Horror
describe it.
playing.
That's what we had playing in the car.
It would be playing the car, but we were.
But we got it back.
It's-
Oh, I did get it.
I am obsessed with the music from the Beetlejuice musical too.
Mm.
Yeah. Obviously, I think Rocky Horror is better than Beetlejuice. That's just my opinion. I
But
don't
the
have a thing
Beetlejuice
against
musical,
Beetlejuice.
which we haven't seen yet because I need to find it.
I just like Rocky Horror. I like the whole
Yeah.
thing about it. Obviously,
Yes.
it's
Pat hasn't
very...
seen
I'm-
the movie, just the music.
Oh, dude,
So
you should just
taste
watch it. It's like a
musical.
quick.
At least that
Yeah.
one's easy to
I
watch.
very
like-
much am in due for a rewatch of Rocky.
Just give it a
Especially
watch.
since I can't
I
stop
watch
seeing
it
the
ever
song.
often.
Throw it on at
Just
CCN
watch
while
it.
we're.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I want to have a sleep.
Make everyone watch.
Let's dress up as.
I'm just saying, Rocky Horror Sleepover where we all dress up as characters.
Yeah.
Take a photo and then relax the rest of it.
Take a
Done.
photo
Yeah.
and then change into Kigus that are also themed in the characters.
They're also somehow. That would be interesting. Watch party.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But
Your actual
my
number
actual
three.
number 3. Can I lump 2 together again?
Yes.
Okay, Promised Neverland and After, because they're both horror animes, and those are just my favorite horror animes.
Sorry, so
Promised Neverland, and then After.
It's the first season, not the second season.
Yeah, first season, not the second season.
Promised
Jesus
Neverland
Christ.
definitely
The second season doesn't exist. Besides that one demon that I kind of want to cosplay because they're really fucking cute. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
Second season.
exists the second season in my brain.
What's After?
After is about a girl who died. It's kind of hard to explain without kind of giving away some of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's a. We watched it.
We did?
The umbrella scene.
Oh wait, isn't that called Another?
Oh, another shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen
Another,
some of
yeah.
the death scenes.
Sorry.
Another.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Another,
freaking-
not
the freaking
after.
Still
umbrella
not super
scene.
clear
Freaking
in my
umbrella
head, but-
scene.
It's there's a lot of like deaths. Like, it's very Final Destination, the anime.
Yeah, it's like everyone in the class pretty much dies, but there's specifically the one scene that got me, and I had to shut. God, now I want to mention Elfin Lead because there was also a scene in there
Just
that like
Llewellyn.
all the horror animes that the Umbrella Girl could have been prevented. Like, bitch, why are you walking with a sharpened ball? Anyway, it's about a girl who dies,
Bitch.
and all of her classmates essentially pretty much just start dying off. And there's one scene where there's a girl walking down the hallway and she has an umbrella and then she goes to go down some stairs and then somehow falls down and the umbrella goes in her eye. And it's just like the sound, the visuals, the everything. I literally turned the anime off and had to come back to it like 2 months later. I was like, no.
Talk about an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, talk about I didn't have lunch that day.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I guess we're on to me again.
Yes, number 2.
Yeah, we're gonna throw in another honorable at Black Mirror.
Yes.
Couldn't fit on the list, but I have to talk about it because Black Mirror is just such a cool dystopian look on like our society.
Yeah.
It's just basically actually what we're living in now, but you know, when it first came out, it was really cool.
Ever feel like you
And now it's like we're just in an episode of it at all times. So
Oh, the AI one.
yeah, there's so many cool episodes. Honestly, I look back on the first and second season pretty fondly. Even the third season, every season has something cool. One of my favorites though was the video game one.
I've only seen it.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, the dude like signs
Yes.
up for this like all new fucking horror experience,
Yeah.
and it's like a thing that happens in his brain only. And it's such a cool thing, and it has like so many twists at the end and stuff, and it's just I love that shit. But there's so many good episodes in Black Mirror. I couldn't recommend it more for people that like dystopian looks on society. The first episode's weird though.
The pig.
The Prime Minister fucks a pig, and that's a weird
Right.
thing.
One of the few I've seen, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Right,
that's like
Just
the worst
reshuffle
episode.
it. Just reshuffle it. Watch any other episode first.
You don't even need to watch that episode. Just know that happened.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
I remember-
it's not like they're connected.
No, yeah,
No,
that's what's
yeah.
kind of neat about it.
You
It's
can
like
just
you can
pop
watch
in.
you can decide not to watch that one. It's
You
not.
cannot.
It is a good episode, but it's not anywhere near as good as
I mean,
any
like,
of the other.
it's still super, like, true in the fact that it's like everyone's busy watching this morbidly with, like, more of a fascination. Meanwhile, the girl is wandering the streets released and no one noticed because they were too
Yeah.
busy watching the pig.
Yeah.
Snow globe one always.
Oh yeah, the snow globe one where it's like 3 in 1. 3 stories in one, pretty much.
Yes,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right.
They're like stuck in the cabin, but there's also like inside the snow globe kind of thing, and then there's the cookies.
Right. Holy
Yeah.
crap. There's so much going on in that show.
That's like all 3 stories in one. Yeah.
There was that episode where the like robot dogs was chasing people around too.
There's just so
Oh,
many,
man.
and in that vein, there's also Love, Death, and Robots.
I was just
which is
gonna
similar,
say,
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of those are terrifying.
animated version of that show, but like with way cooler
Have you and
ideas.
everyone watched Love, Death, and
That's
Shit,
so cool.
They're really
Yeah.
they're also standalone, made by completely
They
different animation
combine
studios.
different stories
Is it
too.
No,
Yeah,
it's like
some of them are animated.
some of them are.
Oh, okay.
But it's like they're all different. Like some of them are 3D, CGI. Like yeah. It's all-
And they mix things up
some
so
of
much.
them are cute. Some of them are terrifying.
That's
some
what I
of
was about to
Cute
say.
and terrifying.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some good stuff. I've seen some
Horror.
excellent cosplay of like the girl
Yes.
that's covered in all the gold jewelry. Oh,
I've also
And
the
the-
like
and the smear-
the
yeah.
smeared one.
yeah. some good stuff. Some of
Yeah.
them are like heartbreaking. Some of them are wholesome. Like
But
I love the 3 robots that are just hanging out after the like apocalypse. And
Those are the
Yeah.
only ones that are connected.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a couple
Those are, like,
episodes
the
with
mascots
those
of the show.
robots.
They're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, so anyway, I don't know what those humans are up to. That's wild.
What are these cats? Yeah, so there's so much different stuff going on in that show. It's like every episode's
Yeah.
really cool. And
Yeah, I would definitely.
yeah,
Have to
really-
be the
It's
right
so cool.
mindset though.
It's
like,
on
you have to be ready
Netflix,
for
so-
some heavy shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
not
that
every
was
episode's
cool.
heavy
Yeah.
either.
Not me wanting a whole cyberpunk body now.
So I'm gonna actually go on to my actual
So your
number 2,
actual
Oh.
number 2.
which
I thought that was your
yeah, I know, right?
We kind of got off kilter
Sorry.
there.
Tangents happen, but I want to definitely do a shout out from number 2, which is Until Dawn, the game. Really good brand of horror genre. Now, I obviously won't have the other ones on there, so the Man of Medan's or Man of Medan and all those like Dark Pictures anthology, all of those games are great too. But Until Dawn happens to be my favorite of them all because it was A, one of the first ones, B, it features a star-studded cast, and C, has like probably the longest plot of all of them aside from the Quarry now. And so it just, I don't know, they have so many like fun moments. I could go back and play that one all the time because it's just such a cool story, and they combine like slasher horror with creature horror in a really good way in that, and even paranormal horrors in there too. They do such a good job, and of course, if you don't know what these games are, it's a kind of game where you make the choices and to determine whether people live or die. I think, have you played any of those games?
No.
No? Okay,
I
really
was gonna
good.
honorable mention Dark Pictures, so.
Okay, yeah.
But I was
Well,
gonna
guess
bring up House of Ashes actually.
House
because
of
that
Ashes
one was really good.
was
too.
my favorite Dark Pictures one, because
Yeah.
that one you're playing as soldiers and you're fucking going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
House of Ashes is absolutely the strongest one, I agree, and Until Dawn was just so good, it's so impactful, and I can go back to it anytime. It holds up today too with graphics, like, it looks amazing! It's 10 years old now.
Should I tell the story about when my car broke down? I've told you that one.
Go ahead.
So while I was watching Until Dawn, like, because I was watching, I believe, Jack play through it. It was actually one of the first games I watched Jack. It was like Undertale and Until Dawn were some of the first ones I watched Jack play. Jacksepticeye, yeah. And so this is before I knew you, but I was hanging out with a dude, and we were sitting in like an abandoned baseball field essentially, because I'm from a small town. There's not much you can do besides drive around.
The hot
and-
hangout spot.
Yeah, and just go park in like an abandoned baseball field or whatever.
Planetarium.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I love Hayden Planetarium. Planetarium.
And so we were listening to music in my car and just chilling and chatting, and then when I went to turn my car back on, I guess my battery died, and my car wouldn't start, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I told you this story. Yeah. So he was like, my grandma doesn't live too far from here. I'll just go walk over there. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to leave my car here just in the middle of a field where someone could like vandalize it, whatever. And like, so I'll just sit in my car, whatever. Didn't realize my cell phone was pretty close to dead too. So as someone who was watching a lot of Until Dawn, soon after my cell phone died, I'm sitting there in the pitch black. And all I can think is, what if there's Wendigos outside? I hate saying it. I'm like, I don't even like saying the word. I'm super suspicious. But I was just like, and then in my little brain, I got it in my head and I'm just like, we're right near a mine. Because like, I grew up in a mining town, right? So I'm like, we're not even that far from a mine. It's literally underneath me.
Until Dawn features a mine as well.
And then I'm just sitting there, I'm like, don't move. Don't move. If you move, the Wendigo will get you. So I'm sitting there like, and I didn't move for like 40 minutes until my like friend came back.
If you hear someone say your name, don't follow it.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers.
I literally was just like, I psyched myself out so badly. I was just so scared. And when I saw the like headlights of the grandma's truck bullet, I was just like, oh my god. Oh my god.
So, what's, wait, that was my number 2.
Yeah.
It's your number 2 now.
I think I want to bring up the Vivitch.
The vivid.
Bitch.
Yeah.
As we call it.
Again, like, talking about, like, the religious horror and stuff. It, like, just, I find it really unsettling, and part of it, I don't know, maybe because I just don't understand religion. I don't know what I find it like really, really like interesting and intriguing. But the thing that I find is really creepy about that movie in particular is that like it'll build up this like the suspense, it'll build it, and then it'll just like drop it and change. Like it doesn't have you don't get the jump scares. There's no
the
jump
music
scares.
Builds.
It'll build, and then it'll just like
ghost.
stop and change to a new like calm scene, and you don't have the chance to release that tension.
It's been a while since
And
we
so
watched
you're
it.
just like you're just on edge.
Every
for
time
the
I watch it, I always
entire
fall
time.
asleep for a portion. So I don't think I've ever seen the full movie.
We have to rewatch the Vivitch.
Is that what it is?
It's
is
the
it
Witch.
Vivitch
I think
or
it's
the
just
Witch?
called
I
The
don't know.
Witch.
It's just called The Witch.
Yeah, but
I
we
don't
call
know.
it the Vivitch.
It looks like
Vivitch.
Vivitch.
Yeah, I don't know. And then all the religious things are creepy.
Yeah.
Black Phillip's really creepy. And yeah, I don't know. But it's that like not getting to like the release. It's like it's
Yeah.
And Anya's
very
giant eyeballs.
interesting.
Skinamarink is kind of like that too.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's just like constant suspension, but like you don't get the satisfaction of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
It just leaves it to you.
Yeah, and
to
that's
figure out.
worse.
Those are
I
some of the
find-
worst kinds of
Yeah,
horror
it's
it
like
can
just
be.
get it out.
It has to be done right, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it has to make you think about that in the first place, which is a tough thing to do, I guess, as a whole. To immerse you enough to think about it in real life as a thing. Anyway, yeah, that's a good one. Part 2.
Number 2 for me, I haven't finished this game because I'm currently playing it, but the remastered first Resident Evil game I have been enjoying immensely.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know you were playing that. Cool.
I've never played a Resident Evil before.
You started with the
but
first.
there was a humble bundle of like not all of them, but most of them. Like I don't have Village,
Yeah.
but I think I have basically everything up to that point.
Holy crap! Like the gameplay in number 2 from the first remaster, I guess it's they need to remake the first one, like actually remake it so that it's like the other games now, because all the remakes aside from that one, because that one was made so long ago, are like way better. It's like
like,
the third person and everything.
The camera angles alone
That's what makes those games
are like
creepy.
messing with me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, when I'm playing
I think
it,
as a
it's
kid-
like I'm walking downstairs and then it shifts so that the camera's at the bottom of the stairs. So I'm like, and
that
then-
messes.
And you just hear something like.
and then
you
like
know?
sometimes I'm walking in a hallway. I'm like, okay, I can hear the zombie, but I can't see him yet. So I like walk a little bit, walk a little bit, walk a little bit, and then finally the camera angle shifts, and I'm like, shit, he's right there. Like there's so many
It's-
moments
yeah.
like
Oh,
that where I'm
God.
like, I've never played a game like this before. It's messing.
What's
with me
truly scary is
so much.
once you are that close to the zombie, it's like, shit, I can't. If you either shoot him in the face, which takes a second, you have to like pull your gun up and then shoot in those
Yeah.
games, and
you
then
have to aim, you have to
yeah,
press
and then
the- yeah.
if you want to run away, the other option would be like.
I know. Shoot, shoot, shoot. So it's like I'm playing it, just minding my own business, and people were like, I told them advice welcome. I'm like, don't spoil, but I'm like, advice is very welcome because I have no experience with these.
Yeah.
So they're like, try not to use too much of your ammo because like usually when I play a game like this, my instinct is to shoot. Like I
Yeah.
see a zombie, I shoot. They're like, but I'm playing it on the easiest setting because
Okay.
so I don't have to worry too
Shouldn't
much
do that.
about my ammo, but still. So they're like, try not to kill everything because what you kill, like, they're like, just letting you know, that's not the end of it. And I was like, of course not.
Yeah.
So I did finally encounter some Crimson Heads in my last
Yeah.
playthrough, and I was like, frick, because then they get fast.
They're fast.
The first time you meet a zombie, it's slow. The second time you meet them, they have like freak powers.
Yeah, from what I understand,
So they
without
run.
spoiling, there are some zombies in that game. It's better to just not kill.
Yeah,
Or
it's like just
run past them.
shove, just
Yeah.
sneak by. So yeah, so
They're
part of
slow.
the terror is me being like, let me just like slide past this guy awkwardly. There are also zombie dogs, and because of the like abrupt camera angles, there was one point when I was like running along a wall, and I'm like, I finally got this key, so I'm just gonna run to that door that unlocks with this key. And the camera angle shifted, and I wasn't paying attention, so I ran and I opened the main door. It's where the zombie dogs are all like waiting behind, and I was like, shit, not that one! I've already done this by accident. I'm like trying to like, fuck. I don't want to deal with the zombie dogs again. Anyway,
dog.
Zombie dog.
Double dog.
Yeah, so I'm like, I've been enjoying it, but again, I'm playing it on easy because I'm like, I'm not skilled with this type of game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but
Fair.
I'm having a good time. It's still absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I think you'll really like the second one because the second remake is like just so good. It's like polished. The controls aren't gonna make you want to die. It's just I think you'll enjoy it. these two. So I'm glad you're playing those because they're great games. Yeah, 2. Almost done.
My number 2 honorable mention is going to be The Silver Scream by 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails. 9 Ice Kills.
I like music. Oh, good job. Good job.
But yes. Yeah, it is music. It's that album that has the It song on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That entire album, that entire album is inspired by horror movies, and a lot of them are like about horror movies. Hence, The Silver Scream.
Huh.
It's just a really good album, and I highly recommend it.
Just like George.
But yeah, It Is the End is probably one of my favorite songs on it. The Jig Is Up is also good. That's about Jigsaw. There's just a bunch of really good, like, highly recommend the whole album. It's great.
All right, that's a quick one.
I was gonna just quickly throw in an honorable mention too, since you mentioned Wendigos. I used to stay at my grandma's when my mom.
Stop saying it again.
I have so many stories. I've heard so many stories of.
So I used to sleep over at my grandma's, and she would put on TV just as like white noise to help her fall asleep. But at least back then, now I can sleep through TV. I was the type who, like, if there was a light or sound in the room, I could not sleep. So I would just be like chilling, watching whatever she had on. Usually it was like true crime or something that was like very inappropriate for a young child to like watch late at night. But one night she ended up on the, oh god, what is that network? It was kind of like, it kind of leaned towards Indigenous TV. I can't remember the name of the network right now, but there was a movie playing that was called That.
Oh no.
That W word. I think it was just called The.
Just put the other
G. The windowsill.
The windowsill.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
And so I'm just like, lying there late at night watching this movie, and it was creepy. And like, it would show like it just like zipping through the trees really fast. And I think their style was kind of like this really long deer standing on its hind legs. I just remember antlers.
I think I might have seen that.
Because like I know Supernatural had a very different. They had a very different approach.
So did Until Dawn. Until Dawn's looked like Voldemort.
Yeah. So it's like like every now and then, if I'd be like out in the forest late at night, I'd be like, oh geez, I hope one of them walking deer doesn't come after me. Like.
Well, speaking of walking deer, I mean, she could sit in the middle.
She's just gonna. Oh god.
She could sit in the middle. Come on.
Well, she's gonna show off her costume at some point.
Oh.
Come on.
Here we go.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, that is my honorable mention. That movie messed me up when I was little.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Aww.
they're scary.
Who's that
You guys see the antlers?
What movie?
No.
The one with Daniel Radcliffe? Or?
No. Wait, there's a name, right? Maybe that's not what it's called.
There was something called Antlers. Was it Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah, there was something called Antlers.
I've seen that one too, but that's not the one I was talking about.
Anyways, you can go on with yours.
Oh god, was it my turn already?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
this is a different one.
Okay, yeah, that one.
That's right, you were doing the honorable, that's right.
Oh, that one.
It just came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the advertisements.
I went to see that in theaters.
I remember you went to see that in
I
theaters.
did.
Oh, it's called
Adam,
Horns.
Right,
oh, Horns, okay.
Just the two of us went.
Yeah, okay, I guess we're on number 1 now.
Number 1.
I'll throw in my last honorable mention that I got here, and I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna bring this up, but I'll bring it up. Goosebumps, the book series. Yeah,
Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Yeah, oh my god,
Yes.
dude, there's so many good ones. The Night of the Living Dummy, all the Choose Your Own Adventure ones. I specifically remember one about an ice troll, or like a... Is it a troll, or like a... What are the ice monsters called?
Abominable
like,
Snowman.
yeah, those. No, yeah, Abominable Snowmans. Say Cheese and Die. Oh my god, yeah, that was good too. Oh my god, there's so many good ones. I read like all of them, I feel like. And I love those. But yeah, those are great. Not much more to say about them aside from the fact that I don't know if the writing would hold up nowadays if I read them, or if I would still be into them if I read them now.
Some of them were pretty silly. But,
Yeah,
but
like,
some of them were pretty good.
looking back on it, I look at them fondly. That's all. But my number one for real is going to be The Thing movie series.
Oh, okay,
So, contrary to popular belief, there's more than one of these movies. There's an older one that came out years ago. I feel like a lot of people do know about it, but The Thing is, there's 2 different movies now, and they're connected.
Isn't that 3? Isn't there
Is there 3 now?
Isn't there a newer one?
God, no.
There's like a 2011 one.
That was the newer one. And then the other one was like 30 years prior. Literally.
And then there was one in the 50s.
Am I tripping? Was there?
There's 3
there is
movies.
3. Okay, I was tripping out. Okay, my bad.
Because there's a black and white one. There's the one with why is his name blanking on me? The one with the beard that's hot.
Are they all connected though? I don't remember if they were all connected. It's just 2.
Yes, technically. The newest one does suck. I'm pretty sure the newest one is technically a redo of the oldest one.
If you guys hate the newest one, you can go fuck yourselves. I liked it. That's specifically what I'm referring to.
Hello, Far.
It had so many creepy moments. Like when
Kurt
people
Russell, I think is the name.
Kurt Russell was in the one 30 years ago.
Yes.
And he was the star of that one.
But the one prior was a black and white one that was like the prequel to that.
Yeah, okay. But they all like prequel each other.
Yeah, they are all connected.
Anyway,
Is there a video game of it too?
I don't actually know. Maybe.
I'm trying to think if I'm thinking of the right
But
I'm pretty sure there was a thing video
the
game.
entity in that basically like amalgamates with things. So the way they determined whether or not it was there or was impersonating, they're basically like skin crawlers. If the way they could tell if it was impersonating.
You smell something.
Stop being like that. Lay down. Lay down. Just sit. Stop digging around and sniffing people. We don't like that. We like you, but we don't want you to.
doing dogs.
Lay down.
Just
Sit.
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 Over there. That's a good.
Anyways,
Okay, just
I don't
wanna
know
be in
where
the
I'm
middle.
at. She's just gonna continuously do that until you make her lie down. I'm just
Lay
go.
Okay.
Go.
Right there. Oh, there you go. I know. Yes, The Thing.
Yes, we're almost done. The thing
Push it through
is
like a turn cycle.
thing is amazing. I think the coolest part about it is the way it like amalgamates with other things. So like you'll just see like 2 people combining into one, and they'll be like conscious still. And they'll be like, "Oh, help me!" But they're not actually them, and it's just I don't know. They're creepy. The whole thing. Stop. The whole thing is just great though, and the older one is really good too. I just like the entity specifically, the horror behind it, and things that it can do.
Oh, I've seen The Ritual, Matt. It is good. A French movie, Delicatessen.
Yeah, I've never heard of that
an
one.
apartment. Oh my goodness, that sounds interesting. I'll have to look that up far.
Yeah.
An apartment of cannibals.
And like I think we
Body
might have
horror
watched
stuff.
The Ritual.
It's like,
Yeah.
like I haven't like I didn't want to put this on my list because like I haven't actually watched anything like that, but like Human Centipede or anything.
Oh,
where,
Oh
like,
God.
You know, like people like sewn, or combined, or
Yeah.
like arms
So have
like
you actually
coming
seen
out
it?
of their ears and stuff like that. I'm just like,
You have not seen it though, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, you don't want to.
I know I don't watch it. That's why I haven't watched it.
That's gotta be host of the most disturbing freaking things I've
I
ever seen on
know.
a screen that was put out for people to consume that wasn't on like a back-end site
Yeah.
you're not supposed to see. I've seen some things as a kid, let me just say, things I'm definitely not supposed to see, but that was something
They're
that
like
people
the
put
theme of
out
the
for
night.
people to watch.
Yeah, nobody of any age should see this.
Aw.
Did Human Centipede go to theaters?
I doubt it, but
I don't think
I
so.
can't. Maybe in some. Maybe
I
in a
think I've
different
heard of
country.
At least maybe the first one would have, if
Oh
anything.
God.
God, because it's got like
I remember it
like
in
Saw
theaters.
level gross, but it pushes it past that too.
I remember
You know?
hearing about it in theaters.
It's not even Saw. It's different because Saw's like cutting limbs off and shit like that. Like that doesn't really happen as much in Human Centipede. It's more just like
The
gross
gore doesn't
phallic
bother me. It's the like the body
bodily
horror.
Yeah.
fluid
Just, like,
swap
they, like,
and
body parts like just being where they shouldn't.
yeah.
Oh God. Akira when the. Has anyone seen that movie?
I know Acura.
No.
You still have to watch things.
There's some fucked up stuff in that one.
Akira?
I want them to watch Beverly and Crybaby too.
I was dancing to one of those songs today in this outfit. I never did finish watching that one. Like,
Yeah.
Limited release in the US. Okay.
Yeah, see, I remember hearing about it in theaters, so.
Was it
Look
the
up
second
that
one
shit.
where the girl drives away with the pedal on the foot, baby.
I don't like the sound
first
of it.
one. Second one?
I
No
think it was
pedals,
the second
no
one.
feet.
Matt probably knows.
God.
I don't know
Matt will
why.
know it.
Matt will know. Matt is
Matt's,
the second
like,
one
seen
where they
and
step
played
on the
everything
fetus.
we've brought up.
Matt.
They throw a baby underneath the fucking foot of a car, and you hear it. It's so fucked. All of it. She like chooses to run away from. It is the second one. She chooses to run away from the
Yeah.
German scientist dude
Yeah,
instead
I
of
thought it was
confronting
sexual.
him.
scientist.
She's like, she makes she shits the baby out, and she's like, "Well, fuck it, I'm out of here." It just goes like she didn't care enough. She didn't care about the baby more than she cared about her life
Clearly.
in that moment.
All you had to do was move the baby.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, just pick it up. She's like, no, I don't want to have it. Wait, but didn't she have that baby due to him though? Okay, she didn't care about the baby.
Ew.
It was a forced one. There's a lot of gross in that movie. We could stop talking about that.
I'm
Another
I don't even think that was on your
mention.
list.
No. Bathtub grandma from The Shining. I just
Oh,
had to
yeah.
bring that up.
Fair.
Is that also honorable, or is that
That's an
Honorable.
honorable
It's an
mention. Yes, it's my number 5 top scary things. Bathtub grandma.
Bathtub grandma.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I like was watching The Shining, but it was like, you know, on TV, and there was just like, it'd be like 2 minutes of the movie and then like a half-hour commercial kind of thing. And like I was like struggling to stay up to watch it, and then I fell asleep and I woke up and like bathtub grandma's just like crawling up. I'm like,
Careful, because your wedding will be a
we're
cape.
watching.
Oh god.
So I don't know. That just like was burnt into my memory. I have to bring it up.
Just woke up and it's like, she's
Yeah,
wiggling.
Yeah, and I have like no context. Which, by the way, there isn't really. Also,
There's no context
the bunny,
to it.
the guy in the bunny costume.
Yeah,
that also,
the furry.
I had no context.
I
I'm like,
think-
am I imagining this?
I keep meaning to read the book because my
Yeah.
mom said there's like the teensiest bit
Bit
more
of
context. She's like, because you learn more about like people who stayed in the hotel.
Yeah.
And like, so he's seeing these people that were there. And so she's like, yeah, there's a little bit more context.
Okay.
Not that
Makes
much,
sense.
but a little.
Yeah. I think they get into that in the sequel too.
Yeah.
Because bathtub grandma makes several.
Lovely.
Yes. Anyway, my actual answer is I have to mention The Ring because that was like my very first
Yeah.
horror movie.
Yeah, I expected that to show up somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
got all your classic horror movie expectations, and like the actual movie that's in the movie is like the scariest.
So the first one's your favorite then? There's more than one, right?
Yeah,
there's
I think
two.
I've seen both of them, but yeah, the first one, like the movie that you watch,
And
in,
not
like,
the remake. Right?
yeah, like the movie within the movie that has like all the, I don't know, that just unsettled.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good solid pick, I feel like.
Classic. And then I've seen the Japanese ones too.
Ringu!
And it's
But whatever.
you can bring it up at the end. So my number 1 is actually Little Nightmares.
Yay!
I really liked. I did not finish the second one. I got stuck in one part that I just like. I thank God I'm a VTuber. This is before I debuted with my new one. I was just using my 3D. Thank God my face was not on screen because like I was actually crying. I was in the hospital. I was trying to get through a room with those freaky mannequins. I just couldn't. And it was stressful because
Oh my God,
I got
yeah. through.
there was no like checkpoint, so I'd get through a whole bunch of the room, and then I'd die
remember
over
those.
and over, and so like I had to keep playing that whole first room, so I was stressed out having to do like all the previous stuff, and then make my like dash
Oh,
for the
jeez.
windowsill. Couldn't do it. I think I spent an hour on that one scene, and it's creepy enough.
Mhm.
It's terrifying enough on its own, but the fact that I was also like getting that stressed and desperate, I was like crying trying
I've
to
been
play.
there.
And I finally had to like rage quit. I was like, guys, we need to stop the stream now. I'm like,
I can't do it.
I can't. And it's like, if I was listening to it later, and you can kind of hear me like sniffling while I played it because I was just like, but yeah, I love the first one though. It's just challenging enough that I felt so good every time I finally got through something. Like I die a bunch of times one part and then finally do it, and I'm like, yes. And like so many, like all the different settings, like obviously there's like the school, the kitchen,
Yeah.
and it's like just
Mhm.
everything's just so like dirty. Like all this, the game just has this really effective way of making everything just like that unsettling level of
There's nothing
where you're like,
certain
oh.
about it, right? There's no like they don't tell you what's happening.
No,
It's
you
just
have
like-
no idea why you're here. You just
Yeah.
know you have to run to the right and
and you're tiny in this giant
Yeah,
world
like,
of
why is everyone?
horrifying things. Yeah,
Oh god, so good.
It's-
Who knew you were the horrifying thing?
Yeah, and then at the end of the first one, I was like, what the fuck? But,
yeah, that was cool.
This
That
made me
ending
want
was
to actually try that.
And
Yeah.
then my honorable mention, since Little Nightmares already came up, I wanted to throw out this show. I've obviously never finished the seasons, but it was like special to me way back in the day, like high school, early university days. Supernatural. Oh my god.
I wanted to bring that one up too.
Yeah, it's like the first like 6
Honorable mention.
or so seasons, great. I could rewatch all of those again, but then they kind of jumped the shark and just kept doing too much. And my brother's like, okay, well they've killed God. Like, where do you go from here? like they've killed death. They've killed Satan. I preferred it.
Oh,
when
they're
it
back
was,
again.
I preferred it when it was more like episodic, like very monster
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah, that was
And-
cool. That was cool. I really liked that too.
Yeah, but like once it got a little too plot heavy, I started to lose interest. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, it's a war between angels and demons. Like, literally everything else that's happening doesn't matter anymore, and that made it kind of sad. Like the stakes for everything else they were doing were so low.
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
wish
I
they would
pref-
just go back to like.
I
OG.
preferred it was just them, just two bros
Yeah.
on a road trip.
A lot of people don't like after Cass came.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much
He's
what
a
it
get out of
pivots.
jail free card for them. Like no matter
Yeah.
what, pretty much it's like, oh well,
Yeah.
Castle saved them from this or that or whatever. Right?
Sam,
That's my favorite. It's like how's Supernatural go?
It's
basically,
Inuyasha and
Sam,
Yome.
Sam, Sam,
Yeah.
Sam.
Like, as much as I like Misha Collins, that really was the
Yes.
pivotal point. That, like, once Cass
It just-
came,
yeah.
it was so much plot.
Yeah, so like I really do. Oh, hey, thank you so much, Matt. That's appreciated. I just noticed that. It's-
Yeah, I love Cass, and, like,
Yeah, Castiel's a great character.
Destiel,
show-
I was all about,
Yeah,
but...
the show just got a little too much.
It
for
went
me.
from being like we need to watch this all the time to just watchable. And it was like, okay, we're throwing it off. You know, like
Yeah.
it wasn't something we really wanted to watch, but it was like, well, we got nothing else to watch. Let's
Because
throw
most of the
Supernatural
shows, like, didn't really matter. It was the overarching plot that you
Yeah.
had to intake. So it was like, oh yeah, they're fighting a golem this
Like, who
episode, but that's not what you
cares?
really care about.
Yeah, like,
Because
it
it's
doesn't
like the
matter.
shit going on in
Right,
heaven
yeah.
that matters.
Yeah, like the whole world could end tomorrow. Like, who cares what's going on with the lady in white?
All of the angels fell, you know?
Yeah, like for those
And
not
they're just
watching
dealing with
Supernatural right now,
poltergeists, yeah.
they're fighting other timelines now because
Yeah.
they ran out of things in their own timeline.
No.
And it's like, there's
Yeah.
lots of episodes that I'd like to go and watch individually, like the one where it's black and white because they're doing like a monster movie parody.
Yeah.
The one where they
The
like
Scooby-Doo ones.
the one where
was
they're
good.
like on a show about themselves, like they stumble into the set of a show about
Oh, that
themselves.
one was cool. Yeah.
And then there's one that's like ballet themed. Like there's a bunch of them that I've heard about that sound really
you gotta
cool.
check out the Scooby-Doo one.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, I just
Crossover.
can't watch a zillion episodes.
Fucking Dean
See,
spends
if
the
that
entire
were-
episode trying to hit on Daphne.
Sorry, I don't want to
Yes.
spoil anything if it, but like Gabriel just came the fuck back after fully dying, like wing burn and everything. It was all a fake thing.
Oh god.
Yeah, like classic like soap opera bullshit.
Suspiria's on my watch list too. I was actually staring at it last
Yes.
night on Prime. Like, should I? And I'm like, no, I don't have time for a movie right now.
Oh yeah, I guess you're number one now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because I probably should have just saved Wes Craven for number one, but I'm stuck. Okay, so American Horror Story is gonna be an honorable mention because especially like some of the seasons really got me. Like other ones, but like Roanoke was like a lot of people didn't like that season, but I thought that was really like creative the way.
Yeah, Roanoke was cool the way they did it. But
Yeah.
also all the other seasons are just really good too. Like especially, well, I didn't really care for the first one as much. I know a lot of people that have a special place in their heart.
Yeah, a lot of
for it,
people like Murder House, but I really like the way like Coven and like Asylum and all of those.
That's a good example
like-
of a show that like has different things going on it, but there's an overarching thing, somewhat hinting that they're all
where they're all
connected.
kind of connected.
And
somewhat,
that's what
yeah.
I like. I like the idea that these worlds are connected in some way, and then they do connect them, and it's like, yeah, you know, that's cool. I like that, and that's why I want to see more of in Black Mirror, which they do. That's what I want to see more of, and even Love, Death, and Robots, which I think they do a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love when shows do that.
Yeah,
American
we
Horror
literally
Story.
dropped American Horror Story because we didn't really like Murder House that much.
Yeah, we just didn't watch for so long. You kept trying to get me to watch it, and I
Because
just
I was
didn't
like,
wanna
trust
watch
me, Asylum, Coven, like they're all
It
better.
It wasn't hooking me.
Yeah, actually the first one I fully watched was Freak Show.
Yeah, see,
Which
like,
was
that
season
one was
4.
good. I fucking
Yeah.
loved Freak Show.
And that's why I wanted to watch the rest of them, because
Yeah.
like right before I got with you, I watched Freak Show and I was like, oh. No, it was Hotel was the
Oh,
first one
yeah,
with Gaga.
dude. Hotel was really good too.
I loved Hotel.
Lady
yeah.
Gaga?
We watched the first one, then Evan couldn't get through Asylum because it was just too hard to watch, I guess.
Oh yeah, I didn't mind Asylum. It was okay, but
Yeah.
after that, it
The
gets really
first
good.
like 4 episodes of Asylum weren't great,
Fair
but then
bit
it got
into
really
it.
spooky.
Yeah, like we got a fair bit into it, and then we just like checked out. But
Yeah.
like,
I definitely
hard
gotta
to
agree
watch.
that I gotta say that like Lady Gaga season fucking was so
Every
good.
season with Lady Gaga was like,
Lady Gaga's a good actress. Like she's actually good. And then like every role that she's in, she just like takes the freaking stage. Like she literally like all eyes on her. And
I love
Hotel
Lady
had
Gaga, yeah.
Hotel had so many good parts in it. Like there was the what's her name, the bald one,
Oh, Liz.
Liz. Like all of Liz's character arc, fucking loved it so much. Everything
It was
about
beautiful.
Liz, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful arc.
I love that so much. And then like Liz is just this badass, powerful character for the rest of it, and it's just great. So, yeah, I loved Hotel specifically, but all of them were pretty good. Anyway,
Yeah, like
that
any of the
wasn't
ones
even your
any of the ones with Lady Gaga, because I was also like Roanoke had Lady Gaga. That's why it was
Yeah.
in my brain.
Roanoke is good too.
Yeah,
It's just different.
but I was gonna say number 1, M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Specifically, Lady in the Water and The Village, because The Village was the first
Village.
horror movie I ever saw in theaters,
Yeah, I watched
and that movie. Yet again, I was
That's the one with
stupidly
the
young.
blind girl, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Bryce Dallas Howard. That was literally where I got my fascination. She was also in Lady in the Water. Jeez, I wonder why I like those two the most.
I just remember the Scary Movie like
Parody of it,
of
yeah.
it. She just comes
Yeah.
in and
Got
starts
her
taking a
sex-
shit.
Got her like sex den in the basement.
Just comes in and
Yeah.
like everybody's like in the middle of the of doing something in like a public area, and she just sits down
Yeah.
and starts shitting. It's like you're not at your house.
Village
Yeah.
is one that will always stick with me because way back in the day, it was my cousin's 13th birthday party, and her mom got us like rooms at the Victoria Inn for the night, and she's like, "It's just gonna be you girls. Like, this is gonna be your first like no parents birthday party." And we were all like,
Whoa.
"Woo!" And I don't even know how we did it, but we were like messing around with the TV, and we accidentally bought The Village to like on pay-per-view. And we were like freaking out because nobody wanted to watch it. So like I had to go down to the front desk and ask them to help us cancel it and stuff like that. We're like, no, we don't want this. And so like I just kept seeing like the beginning scene and being like, I don't know. And then I did eventually watch it, and I was like, oh, like it is pretty messed up. Like oh geez. Especially like with the twist where I'm
Yeah.
like,
That was my first exposure to like an M. Night Shyamalan movie, because I think
What's
I
a
was
twist?
like 5 or 6. Like it was in theaters, so whenever that movie came out,
Your parents are good. Like just bringing you in like for.
it was my
6
aunt
years
and
old.
uncle again.
6 years old. Let's go to the
They
let's
took
go
me
watch
to
The
town
Village.
to go to the fair. They took me and my cousin to town to go to the fair. My mom wasn't with
At least
us.
my mom kept her shitty parenting
Yeah.
to herself. Like
Yeah, no.
we didn't go out.
Yeah, my mom wasn't with us because they took me here, and it was like, you know, a trip, you and your cousin, and then they took us to the theater to watch The Village. And yeah,
Your aunt's great for that.
well, like I said, I realized way later on, because she had my cousin very young, I might have been 6, but she was like 22. Of course she wanted to watch Final Destination.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't know if that's the exact age, but like, makes sense.
makes sense.
No, if I were to bring up any other honorable mentions, I would. It's just I can't think of the name of the thing that I really like. This is like an old childhood memory of mine I brought up to you recently, but it was like this like TV series, and I don't remember. Maybe if somebody knows what I'm talking about, they can bring it up. But it was basically like short stories that were horror related. One of them featured this girl who like her car broke down, and she gets chased around the woods by this crazy person. And she gets kidnapped by them, and like she's like tied up in this room, and she wakes up and there's like eyeballs everywhere.
Oh.
And this person that captures her, she realizes takes out the people's eyeballs and just keeps them.
Oh god.
And so like she's like trying to get out, and I remember that so vividly. And I don't know what it was that I was watching as a kid, but it definitely wasn't appropriate. And anyway, she ends up escaping somehow. And then there's another one, which I don't know why, but I know they were part of the same like series or something. They're all different stories. This other one I remember so freaking deeply because it was featuring this like witch lady, and she was like messing with this person. And there's specifically this scene where she's like seducing him as this like hot woman, and then they go to have sex, and then she fucking pulls her tits out, and all of a sudden she's an old lady with 3 boobs. And it's just like. Literally like that. And I'm just like, I'm a kid watching this. Like, what's going on?
While trying to figure out what you're talking about, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities was also really good.
That's good, yeah. Guillermo del Toro. Good horror writer. He had some. There was actually a.
The Pinocchio he did was good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the random Pinocchio movies that popped up at the
really
same
into
time.
All in the
I
same
was getting
year.
so
Super
confused. I thought they were
into
Even a video game now.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, Pam's Labyrinth.
Oh god.
Yes.
I used to traumatize my brother. My dad made us watch that movie when he was quite young, of course. My same father who made me watch Signs with
We all
him.
have great parents.
And when I tried to hide my eyes when he walks by in that birthday scene in
Yeah.
Signs, walks by the kid's birthday party, I like tried to like bury my face in a pillow, and he grabbed my head and like he Clockwork Oranged my face.
Watch.
And I was like, oh my god!
No!
Oh god, yeah, Mitch McConnell. So like I drew eyes on my palms and chased my brother around the house, and he was never forgiven me. I was like, whoa! It's like the fucking pale man.
I have a dumb mention. You mentioned Ringu, and it made me think of Pingu, like the walrus episode of Pingu that everyone like has like childhood trauma from.
Don't say the word walrus, I think a tusk.
Oh god.
Wait, what happened in this episode of Pingu?
He was being chased by
He was having a nightmare,
Oh.
and it was like legitimately scary.
It was pretty scary looking. It was this like walrus that looked a lot like
But he was like huge and like
what's his name? Like
I'm looking down a list
Mustache?
of movies
Yeah,
with 3 breasted
Duster?
witches.
what's his name? What's
Steve Harvey.
yes, the
Steve
walrus
Harvey.
looks like Steve Harvey.
Oh.
Yeah, but like the way they did it, he's just like he's just like looming.
And yeah, so he's got sort of this like bristly mustache, and he just like
huge,
pops up out of the
and
ice.
Like, hey, be careful if you're a single woman. He will just come
When
and
you
kiss
watch
you.
that as a kid, it was like, you know, every other episode of Pingu was like, I don't give a shit what's going on. Like, but
Pingu was
that
hilarious.
one episode was
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
like everybody's like trauma from
yeah,
A horror game where Steve Harvey is running around trying to kiss you.
it's scary.
You're
for
just
a
in an
kid.
episode of Family Feud, and he's like, and you're just like, ah!
Matt, what was that game I played with the what's his face with the Christmas one, and you're being chased by the guy? Is it a promo for his drink? I'm trying to remember. Is it a basketball star? Oh god.
I'm concerned.
I can't remember. You know, Matt knows what I'm talking about.
Oh. Wait.
The LeBron James game.
LeBron James.
It was so like again, very
What?
simple game, terrifying. You start the game in a house and LeBron James is trying to get in and it keeps Sprite Cranberry, that's it. You keep hearing it's the most wonderful time of
Oh,
the year.
God.
And he's just like out in your yard and he gets into your house and you're like running around and all you can hear is, you want a Sprite Cranberry?
No! Oh god,
But it's
no.
actually really creepy. So I'm like running down the street and he'll be kind of like slowly moving and I'll be like, okay, cool. And I'm getting as far down the street as I can. I turn, he's like sprinting towards it. I'm like, no!
I just do this, my cramping.
Oh, don't hug me,
And
I'm
salad
scared.
fingers.
It's salad fingers.
Oh,
I
classic
How
YouTube
did I
horror.
forget
when the
about
red
that
water
until
comes
now?
out.
Yeah, it's a whole other can of worms to get into, but yeah, I just thought I'd
Oh, salad
bring
fingers
them up.
brings back
I'm just
It's a whole
so
genre.
happy that Don't Hug Me actually had a good ending.
There was a rap battle featuring one of the
Still need to
people
watch
from that.
series.
I have a favorite like channel that does like these stupid nerdy raps, like basically epic rap battles of history, but they still do it. And it chooses one of the people from Don't Hug Me. It's the red one.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like him versus somebody else that's like the same thing. It's still funny that they featured him. Yeah, you just don't remember that kind of stuff until somebody says it. It's like, oh yeah, that was a
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Should have got on my list.
Pet
Honestly.
skull.
There's so much stuff. Like, if you literally thought about it more tonight, you would come up with like 5 more things.
Oh,
You'd be
yeah.
Like, I wish I brought that up. You know what I mean? And the more
We could
sit
do
here-
very specific, like, your, like, 5 freakiest YouTube things.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well,
like
that's
we could be more
salad
specific.
fingers.
Yeah,
is like
salad
all of them.
fingers.
Or don't.
100%. Just all episodes of salad
Yeah.
fingers.
I'm gonna hold a Greg.
Oh god, I was helping a friend make an old Greg costume. I had like not like physically, but I was giving him advice on where to get all the parts. I have not finished Cthulhu Saves Christmas. No. If you want to see some good rap battles, Whitney Avalon,
Disney Princess?
and number 15 Burger King.
Oh man, if you
footballs.
like that stuff, look up. Oh, I can't type it. It's silly. It's like logs me out there.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh my god, where's my okay, never mind. We're not typing. I guess. Where's my chat? It's gone. If I try to type that, it'll be like, you need to sign in, and I'm like, not doing that right now. I hate that chat. But anyway, yeah, look up Freshy Canal. They do like
Canal.
really good rap battles. I make Ash listen to them, and she hates. I love it. Burger King foot lettuce. How would you feel if you got your burger and it had Burger King foot lettuce on it? That would
Yeah,
be
no,
a
it is
disaster
Tales from
for
the
sure.
Crypt. It 100% is Tales from the Crypt, the one you're talking about. There's
Holy
an
shit,
episode with a
shorts?
3-boobed woman.
Holy fuck.
Because I told you I think it's Tales from the
learn
Crypt, but
about
you didn't
this.
think it was that one.
Maybe. Is that like, 18 plus level horror? Or is it
Well, it has the
How
Crypt
many
people.
episodes can there
'Cause
be
there
with
was
3 boobed woman?
eyeballs?
There's not
Yeah.
a long list of 3-breasted witches.
Did you?
Let
I'm
me
just
just
saying,
say.
like full nipples were out. Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it was like an 80s thing. Boobs came out back then.
Yeah. It was a good time for
Because, like,
movies.
you...
A lot of boobs.
God, I'm trying to
That's a lot.
figure out if...
Oh, we're gonna watch it.
Everybody look at the boobs.
Well, it's YouTube. It probably
This-
is just showing clips.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't actually look like it, but it was
Well-
like I don't know. It was like more
That's-
90s.
It literally says featured 3-nippled women. Like, it says right there, Tales from the Crypt.
I'll have to look into it. Maybe that's the same thing. Maybe it's not.
Boobs didn't exist until the 80s.
That's true. They weren't allowed to show them. I don't. Maybe. I don't know how what the movie scene was like before the 80s. People don't really talk about 70s movies. They talk about 80s and 90s movies.
The 80s was golden decade of cinema.
I'm gonna find her actual face.
So that concludes our top 5 countdown, I guess.
Oh, that was
We've-
definitely.
We did
That was
this.
like
So that old? Okay. I wasn't sure if they were just like made to look.
So what did you guys think of my of our game? Of our top
It was
5
good,
countdowns?
yeah.
It's fun, right? It's good conversation. I feel
Yeah.
like it's just like never ending. I could keep going on. If we did 10,
yeah.
we would be here all day and just
Yeah.
talking and talking and talking because it just like I don't know, once you get going on a conversation like that, it's,
And we all kind of bounce off each other.
yeah, that's the fun part about it, I find. Oh, thank you. You
Thank
put together a list for me? I'm gonna be
Oh.
making this into a video after too, and I'm gonna like
unless you.
put footage of stuff over top. I'm gonna try and upload that before we go to our thing in a week, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be after that. Oh, list of your faves. Oh, okay. yeah, you could sit there and just come up with 100 million
Yeah.
things.
Do another theme.
Yeah, well, we're gonna definitely do a Thankmas podcast stream of some sort, so that's gonna be the next time we sit down for something like this. So hopefully that'll be it's usually like the first weekend of December. So I'll let you guys know when we're doing that.
As long as it's not the night of the Shrek rave, because I already double booked
God.
myself.
We're not in town that day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, well
Yeah.
then we're good.
No, it's December. Well, we're gonna be back in December, no?
The Shockwaves, November 2nd.
Exactly. Okay, we're fine.
Right.
December.
Yeah, I'm saying
Oh,
It is
December.
December 2nd?
December 2nd.
For a
Okay.
second I thought they were on different days and I got really excited.
I totally thought I read November.
I am not ready for
I can
November
go to the
2nd.
Shockwave then. Yeah.
No,
So
it's
I can
I thought the Shockwave was November, then I can go if it's December.
no. Thankmas will be probably
I'll
like
make it
the
work
8th
either
or something.
way.
Usually
I will
it's
be at
around
that
there.
rate.
Yeah.
One way or another.
It's like gotta be at
If
that.
they
rate.
already have an event for something else, I will go to
They
the
got
Shrek rave.
Shregnant.
But yeah, the one with the 3-boobed
Yeah,
women
December
is
2nd.
actually a movie, in not the Tales from the Crypt series. and that was rated R, versus the one that was on TV wasn't. It was PG-14. But that movie with the three-breasted woman was rated R because it's nudity, blood, violence, which would make sense why you didn't think it was a Tales of the Crypt series, because it's not. It's a movie.
Could have been. Yeah, it seems like it.
It really, everything makes sense. It came out in 96, so...
Yeah, like it was that level of, like, quality of cinema, you know what I mean? It also wasn't the most high-end thing I've ever seen, you know?
It really, like,
People don't
I
know about
truly
it, so.
think that's probably the one.
Awesome.
I kind of want to just, like,
She
watch
was,
this
when
sometime.
her boobies came out and there were 3 of them, she was an old lady.
Okay, well,
She turned into an old lady.
I will try and find the old lady, because I just see her, like, very... Like, that's the closest to...
Nah. I would remember that. Anyway, it's probably something you never heard of, because it probably was just on a random TV station, and, you know, like it...
Well, there was a giant list of three-breasted women in media, and it's not that long.
We'll find it. There you go. We will find it. We'll look down that list, and one of them's gonna have the thing.
Yeah.
That'll
We'll
be our
report
next.
back.
That'll be the next stream.
If-
Anything that came out after 2000, I immediately X'd off the list.
If
so.
I find out what it is, I will absolutely write it in the YouTube video when I post it, and they'll be like, "Yo, this is what it is," but there's no chance for remembering it tonight. I feel like we should probably say that's good for tonight anyway, because it's like 1:15 in the morning, and we've been talking for hours. This is great, though. I appreciate you guys coming by because it's been lots of fun. Yeah, we'll do this again, like I said, probably for Thankmas, which should be around like the 8th or 10th of December, usually. And that's going to be like a charity stream for sick kids, so definitely come to that and join in on that again, because we've been doing that for, it'll be the 3rd year in a row we're doing that, and hopefully we'll get some good donations for that and support those kids. And aside from that, we will be back, of course, with more games next weekend. Yeah, go follow Alicornia Cosplay / Ustrina Sparks on Twitch, or just go find them. And then same thing with Auragale, find them where you can. I believe Instagram is your jam. Facebook.
Everything.
We're pretty much all over the place, but yeah, definitely check them out. We really appreciate them coming by and supporting the stream. And anybody that came by today, we really appreciate you as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, if you want to support us, make sure you check out our links down below to all of our other socials. Like I said, we'll be back soon with more streams. Every Sunday we've been doing them. YouTube videos coming like once a week at least nowadays. And I hope everybody has a terrific night, because that's going to be it for today's show. Thanks for joining, thanks for watching, and Project Dismissed.
Bye-bye.
Good job. Woohoo!